where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
And good morning, Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker. Feels like we were just here, dude. Feels like we were just here Friday afternoon, and now Sunday morning. What it is, bro?
Yeah, listen, it's a Sunday morning in June.
It's a Father's Day Sunday.
Happy Father's Day,
You
my
too,
friend.
buddy. Happy Father's Day to all of them out there listening as well. You got Bex, you got Kyle, you got myself, and then you guys can get involved with the show at the ramoslaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Or you can actually participate on the YouTube chat presented by Champ Honda. So it's a Father's Day Sunday, Kyle, which normally means, the U.S. Open's coming to a finish. A local kid, Wyndham Clark, still leading. Scotty Scheffler, probably the only one within... He's not even really within striking. I think he's 6 behind.
6 shots back. 7 under for Wyndham Clark. Wow. On a course where it's extremely tough.
Where everyone else is like, you're lucky to be under par, and he's 7 under. Now, so we'll see what happens.
What is it about that course for him?
I don't know if it's the course specifically, but he excels in these tough U.S. Open courses. He won a few years back. He has a great chance. I think Schauffele even said yesterday that, hey, if he even shoots 1 over, he wins the tournament.
Right, because he shot a 64 on Thursday, day 1, and then he's kind of been even since then.
You're a golf guy. You're going to do a little bit of that today, for Father's Day?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something just about, like, familiarity? Is it the challenge? That guys play well in certain places, but then in others, it's like he's just a guy.
I think it's a tough question because, like, Dustin Johnson for a time was that guy. I think Brooks Koepka, Bex, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he has 2 U.S. Opens. Am I right?
Yeah. There's about 5 majors in total.
Yeah, so it's like sometimes I don't know what it is, man, because they set up the course at the U.S. Open traditionally to make the guys look like we do sometimes out there on the course. Makes it difficult for them. The rough is usually crazy, difficult to play out of. And then when we were here on Friday, Bex and I watched a putt where it looked like angels in the outfield, like a ghost came and just pushed the ball in. It wasn't going in, and then out of nowhere, it just turned. So I don't know, man. These that's what most people love about the U.S. Open is that you're really going to challenge the golfers to not only shoot even par, but to get anywhere underneath it is difficult.
Yeah, it seems like McIlroy has a little bit for Augusta, right? Maybe he's got that figured out a little bit. I just don't know if it's one of those things like for basketball players, once you see the shot go in, there's certain venues or certain triggers that you just play well in. So it's exciting to see him, the local kid, play well in that venue. And we were talking a little bit the other day about the long list of Valor alum that just excel in professional. He's not the only one. I mean, there's obviously Christian McCaffrey out there. Luke McCaffrey is also in the league. He had one play in the Super Bowl last month, or what was that? last round or whatever the hell that was. So Roger Rosengarten plays for the Baltimore Ravens. Who else did we say? There's a few. Oh, Anna Hall is an Olympian. So It's fun to watch local kids excel in that way. I guess I call them kids because we're so damn old.
Who's the best athlete?
From where?
Colorado.
All time?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Darnell McDonald guy.
You're I saw not a Dave Logan guy?
Well, obviously, being drafted in 3 major sports is pretty impressive as well, and then having a 10-year career in the NFL. I think he played a little bit longer than that. He'll tell you he had a cup of coffee with the Broncos. But Darnell McDonald was something special. You saw him play. We're the same age. You saw Darnell McDonald play.
Yeah, man. I think he was probably, a senior when we were freshmen, I think.
A little older than us, yeah.
So I saw all the highlights on TV back when they were still doing, like, the big-time, like, prep rally.
Like
you know?
Marshall Neville, yeah.
Yeah. Like, and he was not only a phenomenal football player, he ended up choosing baseball, but he could have gone pro in football, I think, as well. But he was just all-around, just an unbelievable athlete.
But Dave Logan doesn't play second fiddle to him, and Christian McCaffrey's pretty damn good too. So I would say those are probably top 3, 303-713-1043 if you can think of somebody else out there on the RamosLaw.com.
That's why I always like trying to remind folks that as good as your kid may be, as good as they may be, and you may see a potential with them, it's like, do you realize how difficult it is to get to the highest level of professional sports? No matter which one you do. Baseball's just such a crapshoot because you got to be lucky, you got to be healthy, and you got to be damn good to get all the way there. And there's so many different roadblocks along the way. Same thing with football. Look at how good Darnell McDonald was. Look at how good of an athlete Dave Logan was. And then that makes you appreciate the guys that excel at the professional level even that much more because it's unbelievably difficult.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of one. Like, we're really talking about 1 in a million type guys when we're talking about professional athletes. And guys always kind of like poo-poo the guys on the end of the NBA bench. Those guys would bust your ass. Every last one of them.
They would make you look foolish.
Every last one of those.
And as much as we clown them, oh, this dude stinks.
He's a bum. No,
Scrubs.
he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
They'd make you look foolish
no doubt
if
about
you
it.
actually got
Great deal
there.
of admiration for professional athletes.
So we'll keep an eye on the U.S. Open. We'll also get back into our discussion that we had on Friday. You know what I was thinking about, Kyle, after we got done with the show? Because we spent probably, 2.5 hours on the discussion about Bo Nix and where does he rank in the hierarchy of the quarterbacks in the National Football League. Did I say Homp Shonda or did I say Champ Honda?
You said Shonda before, but it wasn't today.
The YouTube chat is
on YouTube.
presented by Champ Honda. If I did, my bad. It's 7 a.m.
It's a tough one, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, like I was thinking about it after we left on Friday, and I was like, because you asked the question, like, hey man, do you win games because of the guy? And I think maybe to simplify it, and what I just missed on Friday was, can I envision that there's 13 guys better in the NFL than him? When I just asked it.
And what'd you come up with?
No.
There's not 13
No,
guys.
like if you asked me, like,
would it be as good or better?
Better.
Because as good would put him like, okay, then you'd have like 9B, 9C, 9D.
No, it'd just be better.
Okay.
And there's probably 10, that I could say are definitively better, but I don't think 13, 14, or 15.
Do you take it as an affront to, like, I don't say Bo Nix being at the 13th best quarter or wherever we want to put him. I don't have him at 13. I don't know where I have him at this point. But I don't take that as an affront to Bo Nix. That's not an insult to his level of play. I think it's actually an endorsement of the overall level of play in the entire NFL as far as quarterbacks go. I feel like the quarterback position in the NFL is in pretty good hands as long as those guys stay healthy. So I don't think it's a bad thing that there are 10 or 11 guys that we feel like are as good or better.
What guys?
Well, we know the top 5, so I'm at 7
He's the league MVP.
Now. Yeah. By the way, did you know the Rams are the first team to have both the Defensive Player of the Year and Offensive Player of the Year? Or League MVP on their team going into a season. Now that Myles Garrett is on that team.
Oh, okay, because I was like, wait, what?
So MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, it's the first team ever to have both of those players on their team going into a season.
How good is Myles Garrett?
He's pretty damn – well, if he stops now, he's going to the Hall of Fame. He doesn't have to play another down in the NFL, period.
It's just been quiet because it's been in Cleveland.
I don't know. There's been all that quiet. Like, if you thought about
up
Cleveland,
until like the last 2 years, I think it was kind of like he's pretty dang good. The last 2 years have been like, well, did he beat the sack record last year?
yes,
Yeah.
17 games. There was a little asterisk there.
Well, yeah, but Brett Favre also said, "Hey, Strahan, I'm going to lay down. Go ahead and get that sack."
Hey, man, maybe you'll have me on your show one day.
Did you see that, by the way? When Brett Favre, who was he?
Mark Gastineau.
Yeah, he went
at
to
the
shake
card
his
show.
hand. He's like, "Dude, no, I ain't shaking your hand." Like,
Yeah. You hurt me, Brett.
Records are made to be broken, man. Get over it. Get over it. The fact that that's all you have to hold on to. Maybe you should have won a Super Bowl or something.
he gets like that. Meanwhile, Peyton Manning's cutting tomatoes, making videos for Drew Brees.
Hey, man.
In every record that he was beating of his.
There's no such thing as out of sight, out of mind with Peyton Manning.
Mm-mm.
But back to the conversation, because we're talking about guys that are potentially better than Bo Nix or better at, I don't know, winning more games for their team. You win because of – I had another thought as we were leaving that conversation from Friday. Do you win games because of, or do you just win games alongside? You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, but who would give me an example of it?
Jalen Hurts wins games alongside a lot of really good players for the Eagles.
Wow, and you say you like Jalen Hurts. That's rough.
Hey, man, the guy's done well for himself, but he wins games alongside.
Listen, man, I put Jalen ahead of Bo on Friday, and I'll probably stick with it because when he came into the league, I didn't think it was going to work. He was at Alabama. He gets replaced by Tua. Then he goes to Oklahoma. What was Jalen Hurts a second-round pick? I want to say he was a second-round pick.
Was.
And it just didn't look like it was going to pan out. Like, I was thinking more like Spencer Rattler. Like that, because he was highly touted when he played in collegiate football, right? And then never really kind of panned out. Certainly hasn't panned out in the NFL. But for what Jalen Hurts has done, and you could talk about the team, if you're going to be one of those, name me a great quarterback on a crap team.
In college?
No, in the NFL.
I'd say like Deshaun Watson in Houston.
Oh, where JJ's like, we're wasting your years. But that all kind of came to, he's not a good dude.
Yeah.
Karma's a bee, right?
But he had a good run there. A good quarterback on it. Well, listen, I know Joe Burrow had Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but the others on that team when they went to the Super Bowl, the offensive line and then the defense was just okay. I think you might argue Joe Burrow's probably a good quarterback on a really average team.
I could probably get on board with that. But there's not many.
No, you've got to have dudes. That's why I call it
typically,
the greatest team sport on the planet.
Well, yeah, but that's also the most important position in all of professional sports is quarterback. And you got to have a dude. Give me another team of late or recently where a quarterback basically just put a team on their back and they had success. Not a lot. I mean, you could say Buffalo could increase their talent pool a little bit, and Josh Allen certainly gets them to where they're at. And to answer your question, they win because of him, not alongside him.
Sam Darnold won alongside the Seahawks.
I agree with that statement.
Okay. It's becoming more and more true the more we get into the conversation. I kind of can't wait because I think we're going to dig up like 3 or 4 other ones that we find out are that dude that is winning alongside their team. What quarterback put a team on his back? I keep bringing up Joe Burrow because I think he fits so many descriptions in the NFL. But that was a player that went to the Super Bowl with a really bad offensive line. He had 2 good receivers. I get that. I'm not discounting what Higgins and Chase were.
Who was the running back on that team?
It was Samaje Perine and Mixon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Samaje Perine was in the game on the last play instead of Joe Mixon when Aaron Darnold did what he did.
You think he's coming back?
Who, Aaron? No.
No?
No. While he's a guy that has kept himself in shape, I don't think he's a guy that wants to be the other guy. And Myles Garrett is the guy on basically that defense.
Do you think he came back? If he came back, he'd be the other guy?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yes.
He's a freak of nature.
And so have you seen Myles Garrett? Myles Garrett couldn't get through that that thin door right there. Myles Garrett doesn't walk through without turning sideways.
It's quiet. Aaron Donald, when he was playing, was like, dude, you remember stretches like when J.J. Watt had a stretch of, 3 or 4 years, Von Miller when he had a stretch here with the Broncos where it's like, dude's just a problem. Yeah, J.J. even said that. I'm a problem.
It hasn't been. Myles Garrett has what he's done.
I think it's because of who he plays for, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, he plays for a team that stinks, but I think he's widely regarded as not one of the best defender in the damn league. Has that been quiet for you?
I would say he jumps off the page on like a 4 or 5 win team. You think of the Browns, you think of Myles Garrett before the trade. I mean, that's my first thought when I think about the Cleveland Browns.
And how badly they screwed up the quarterback position, but outside of that, like, he's been the dude, and it's been that for 7 or 8 years now.
All I'm saying, dude, I'm not trying to discredit his talent. I understand how good the dude is. He's unbelievable, but because of the team that he played for, I think it was a bit quiet. Like, I think Will Anderson last year made more noise to me.
There's another guy that's winning alongside C.J. Stroud.
Oh, man, he fell off big time. And in a lot of these forecasts and projections for where quarterbacks rank, C.J. Stroud still gets more love than Bo Nix, which is crazy to me. But if you also look at how many, I think C.J. Stroud's played in, 6 playoff games already or something like that?
And the defense won all those games for him.
Yeah.
You watched him in that, was
he
that
was
the
good
divisional round last year?
He was good his rookie year. Then he had the sophomore slump, and then his junior year just went, you might fail out of school. You could keep playing like that, dude.
Yeah, well, the injuries have played a part for him and the guys around him. Nico Collins has been in and out of that lineup. Tank Dell didn't play at all last year. He's back for them, by the way. And then, obviously, losing some running backs and just talent-wise, they've been
Tank, the one who got
down.
hurt in Kansas City.
That was he had that kind of horrific deal where everybody turned away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
in the end zone.
One. Yeah,
brutal, dude.
Yep, local kid, Houston kid.
Okay, on the RamosLaw.com text line, Michaela Schifrin is probably the best Colorado athlete. From John in Littleton.
Not mad at that.
Do you think
a little local love?
Skiers are athletes?
What?
Race car drivers athletes?
Not the same category. Skiers are absolutely athletes.
I totally agree.
Absolutely.
But I have heard people say, it's a niche thing.
I can't remember how Dan Jacobs, they're competitors. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
Race car competitors.
Race car drivers
are competitors.
Yeah. Here's another one. Justin Gaethje from Bronco fan is the best athlete in Colorado. Did you guys watch that fight last week?
Was that on the White House lawn?
Yes.
I didn't catch that one.
Go watch it. It was an unbelievable fight. He was a huge underdog.
Okay.
And if you're a UFC fan or if you like the fight game, do you? Or that not?
I don't mind it. I fall in and out of love with it quite often.
Fight of the year.
Okay.
Fight of the year.
Way better than anything on Netflix is basically what you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't even hold a candle to it.
Netflix will make you stop watching boxing and everything else in between. Like Netflix, you're done with the sporting events. You can't screw up football, so that is what it is. But outside of that, I'm done with the live anything on Netflix.
I just got this question, too, on the text line. What if the Broncos had Joe Burrow? So all these guys that you're saying are better than Bo Nix, if they had them, they would be ranked higher in Super Bowl odds. They'd be ranked higher as far as what the quote-unquote experts believe that they're going to accomplish in 2026, 2027?
Well, you got to think about Cincinnati is I don't want to say on the inside of the bubble in terms of Super Bowl contenders, but they're right on the outside. And for one reason, because of Joe Burrow. So you think about that guy being able to put them in that conversation with that defense still having as many question marks as they do. Think about what he'd be here in Denver with, okay, you don't have an elite group of wide receivers, but you've got a capable group of wide receivers. You've got a really good offensive line, and then a defense that's going to be able to hold up their end of the bargain. So Joe Burrow here is probably a Super Bowl champion, honestly.
Wow.
You don't think Joe Burrow's
No, I think he's the real
Okay.
deal.
Okay, I'm just
But I
making
also
sure.
think having Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and some of the offensive firepower that he has
Most
certainly
definitely.
helps.
Most definitely. I think a better question would be, what would Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Evan Ingram be with Joe Burrow here?
You think they'd be appreciably better?
I don't define appreciably. I think there's more to it. I just think he's an elite quarterback. He's probably, I don't know, he's got 2 or 3 years of elite level play before he's in the Hall of Fame. He quits now, I don't think so. But if he plays very well for another 2 or 3 years, I think Joe Burrow's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow. Yeah, without winning a championship?
There's a lot of guys that are in the Hall of Fame. Like Jim Kelly's in there. Dan Marino's in there.
They got to, well, like, I know, Burrow's been to one as well. But Jim Kelly went to 4 straight, dude.
Yeah, I get it. He just played some other Hall of Fame guys in those Super Bowls, except for the Giants one.
That game?
Yeah,
You didn't think there was Hall of Fame dudes on that team?
Lawrence Taylor, but outside of that,
The Carl Banks. Who's the quarterback for the Giants that night?
Jeff
Hostetler.
Hostetler.
Yeah.
Oh, back to the Stidham conversation.
Yep. Jeff Hostetler got paid off of that game. Remember who he played with after that?
The Raiders.
Oh man, the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Raiders loved picking up somebody that was really good in one game. Jeff Hostetler deserves more credit than that. He was good for the back end of that season because it was relatively, I think it was about mid-season, maybe 3/4.
Who's that running back in that game?
Otis Anderson.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on now.
There you go. That was a great, but that's also the Norwood Super Bowl.
Yeah, wide right.
Yeah, 47
Is
yards.
there a franchise that's more snake bitten than the Buffalo Bills?
Well, the problem is like Josh Allen's never even been to the Super Bowl, and Jim Kelly went to 4 straight. Now we assume at some point or another, Josh Allen's gonna, get to that mountaintop, but we thought it would have happened by now. What is Josh Allen in year 8?
Yeah, he's been in the league for a while. I think
Lamar Jackson
be careful with
doesn't
that
got a
weed.
sniff of it.
I don't assume Josh Allen's going to win.
Oh, he's
Or
gonna
Lamar Jackson.
He'll win one. I don't know that Lamar Jackson. I know you've said that before that it's done. He ain't winning one.
Matter of fact, like if we could do like a 10-year bet here, I'd bet you $50 that Josh Allen's not going to win the Super Bowl.
I'll take that bet.
Okay.
He'll win one.
What's today? 21st of June, 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't think, and not because Josh Allen's not a good quarterback, or not because he's not capable of it, but the Super Bowl is very much a team accomplishment, and his team has failed him at points, including his coach. So I don't think that Joe Brady is going to be the fixer of that, and the window for me for Josh Allen is come and gone.
how many people were saying that about John Elway when he was in a similar spot in his career?
Unless Mike Shanahan's going to walk through the door. I don't know. Joe Brady might be Mike Shanahan, but
Because there was a long time, but Elway was getting to Super Bowls.
Sure.
He was a guy that was actually some of those times carrying a team to that level. And I was talking to James Merrill at it the other day about it. Like when they lost to the Giants, I think they had a lead in that game. They were up 10-0 going into the second quarter against the Redskins in that Super Bowl and gave up 35 points in 15 minutes. Timmy Smith's great day. We kept seeing the back of, who was it, Lilly, running after Timmy Smith, all in the second quarter. And they got blown out in that game. They ended up losing 42-10. The next one wasn't even a contest when they played the Niners.
I actually watched that game the other day, and I don't know why.
Which game?
The 49ers Super Bowl in New Orleans.
To see how good the Niners were?
Well, because I didn't remember the game. It was so long ago. The game was
Joe Montana was wearing a rollerblade like elbow pad in that game.
Well, I mean, if you play on concrete, you probably should protect yourself. The game it snowballed because it was kind of back and forth for maybe the first half of the first quarter or so. But then Jerry Rice basically spun off of Steve Atwater, and that kind of started the gravy train for the Niners. But these games are a little bit more, they're I don't want to say less of a blowout than we remember, but it was competitive in that first quarter. But just the Niners, the talent overwhelmed after a while.
The point being is that Elway got there, and I think a lot of people thought, oh, he went to 3. He got blown out in 3. And by the way, the 3 games that they lost in the Super Bowl, Phil Simms had an unbelievable day. I think he set the record for completion percentage in that Super Bowl. He was like 22 of 25.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that. Doug Williams and Timmy Smith had an unbelievable quarter. Other than that, the Broncos win the game 10-7.
Yeah, there were 2 instances of a blind squirrel finding a nut for both of those Super Bowls. And so Doug Williams, you didn't hear from him again.
Yeah.
Timmy
Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude went to the can. And then, obviously, Phil Simms. He's not a Hall of Fame quarterback. But you beat one in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And then the Niners one, it was just like they just showed their dominance.
One thing before we go, but me saying that quarterbacks aren't going to win a Super Bowl, like that's not me going out on a limb. Like the majority of them don't. So this is not necessarily as hot
but
of
you're
a
talking
take.
about guys that want to be in the conversation. You're talking about league MVPs.
Sure.
They've won league MVPs and want to be in the conversation. It's certainly of this era of being the best. And I know you're going in an era where Pat Mahomes has already won how many Super Bowls?
He's won 3.
Yeah, and he's
And
played.
he's been to 5.
That's very Elway-esque at that point. But he's winning them,
It's pretty
too.
damn good, yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll continue the discussion on the other side. What quarterbacks are definitely going to win a Super Bowl? And I asked Kyle that question as we go to break. Does Bo Nix win a Super Bowl before it's all said and done? We'll get into that next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Philip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
It's no secret that the checkout line feels a lot heavier. If those daily essentials are ending up on a credit card, those double-digit interest rates are quietly draining your bank account. If that debt is starting to feel heavy, you're not alone. And if you're a homeowner, you've likely looked at your mortgage rate and thought, I can't touch that. With American Financing's Smart Equity Loan, you don't have to. It allows you to wipe out high-interest debt and lower your monthly overhead while keeping your primary mortgage intact. It's a surgical strike against debt. Unlike a fluctuating HELOC, the Smart Equity Loan is a fixed-rate loan, giving you a predictable monthly payment. At American Financing, there are never any upfront fees to find out what you qualify for. Guys, talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant today. Experts who are paid to help you save, not sell you more than you need. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Don't miss the Tree Farm's Father's Day sale. Now through Father's Day. Save on thousands of trees, shrubs, perennials, vines, berries, and more. Now get up to 30% off all sizes of pine, spruce, fir, and upright juniper trees, including 6-year-old, 4 to 5 foot tall Bosnian pine trees, now only $279.99 each at the Tree Farm. Now through Father's Day. Come see.
You take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
The ones who get it done. Brought to you by Granger. A Virginia teacher is going the extra mile for her students. Kate Fletcher recently ran more than 100 miles to raise money for student scholarships. Fletcher says she runs out of love for her students and has raised nearly $12,000 so far. For the ones who get it done, Granger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Rob Biadino here at BeatTheDA.com. My law firm's doing a ton of divorce cases these days, and the bottom line is I see a lot of controlling spouses. They try to control and threaten you with calling the police. They threaten you with taking the kids. But the worst ones are to control the money. The ones who control the money, we got to get to the bottom of. We got the investigators. We got the forensic guys. We got the experts, the bank guys. They can go find and track whatever's hidden. At the end of the day, hit me up at BeatTheDA.com or 720-706-5151.
It's hot out there. Stoke here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you ready for one of the hottest summers we've ever seen? It might be time to cut your air conditioner and draft a new high-performing air conditioning system that will keep you and your home cool and comfortable. There are amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Well, we're off and rolling on this Father's Day edition of The Fan Weekends. Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker, yourself on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Participate on YouTube as well. The chat there presented by Champ Honda.
You pulled it off there.
I don't think I said it wrong. When I read that text, I think it was directed at Dan Jacobs yesterday. I think maybe he might have had the... Not that I haven't done it.
Well,
right?
It was sent in at 3:15 in the afternoon yesterday.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Oh. Well, maybe someone was just thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, like you have said
Shonda
before, but I'm sure there was somebody named Shonda out there listening that would be happy to present the YouTube channel. You get your merge mixed up sometimes. That's okay. It happens.
Yeah, it's when you talk this much,
no doubt,
at some point or another, you're going to make a mistake.
My
so
goodness.
I'm not going to let you escape the question I asked going to break, though. You wanted to make a gentleman wagerly bet that in 10 years you put $50 on it. I accepted the bet. You said Josh Allen will not win a Super Bowl. I think he does. I don't care about that part of it. Like, if they win, good for them. That means it would be another year that the Broncos don't win, so we'd end up being disappointed anyways. Does Bo Nix win a Super Bowl? You want to make a gentleman's bet on that? A little coffee bet?
It would require two gentlemen, I think.
Here we go.
Does Bo Nix win the Super Bowl? When I'm thinking through the question, and does he have a team around him? And I'm talking defense, coach, are all those things in place in order for him to win a Super Bowl? The answer is yes. I mean, he got his team right up to the brink of it last year. And you've argued many a times that if he's in that game, the Broncos play the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Whether they win that game, I don't know. It's probably a better contest than what we saw against the Patriots. But is Bo Nix capable of taking a team to the Super Bowl? The answer is yes. It's got to happen relatively soon, though, because this whole contract thing is on the horizon. And we all know that when you pay quarterbacks, that is pretty much the beginning of the end in terms of your Super Bowl window. And I take Russell Wilson, for example. Russell Wilson won that Super Bowl against the Broncos in his rookie deal. But once he made that $20 million, everybody else said, where's my – Cam Chancellor said, where's my money? Richard Sherman. And I think Earl Thomas had a big contract as well. And you weren't able to pay those guys because of what you had invested in Russell Wilson.
But they remained competitive.
They did.
For years.
They did. That is
even
true.
After Russell Wilson got his bag.
Well, they went to the Super Bowl 2 years after that, I believe.
The next year.
They went the very next year.
Next year, and that's when
Malcolm
they lost
Butler.
the time. Yeah, Malcolm Butler. Oh, man. Poor guy.
I think there is something to that. If you look at the last 10 or 15 years, how many of the teams that won Super Bowls with a quarterback on their rookie contract, it's a lot.
Most definitely.
And it kind of seems like that's the best time to win one is when your QB is still on that rookie deal.
And it's a tough ask for a young guy, but I mean, that really is the recipe. When Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl, he was on that deal. And look at the financial struggles that they've had in Cincinnati ever since then. Like, they've got probably, I don't know, what, $70 or $80 million tied up in 3 offensive players.
Yeah. And that's why that defense isn't getting any better.
They stink.
They're terrible.
Yeah. And I won't say they're not good at drafting because they drafted all 3 of those players, but they're definitely not good at signing players that they draft.
So the question was, does he win one?
Yes.
Bo Nix does.
I believe he has everything in place in order to win one.
But it has to happen within
next 3 years, I'd say.
Otherwise, it's a no-go.
I don't want to say it's a no-go, but I think the odds are dramatically
So then that's
reduced.
the basis that you're giving me for why you think you already said Lamar Jackson, no.
No. We've seen the best of Lamar Jackson.
I'd agree with you. But still, I mean, that's the beauty of sports. Like, sometimes, you catch lightning in a bottle and you have a magical year or whatever and you go on to win a Super Bowl. But you also think Josh Allen's not going to win one.
No.
That's crazy to me, dude.
I don't think
you're
those
talking
things are in
about
place.
2 of the best players in their era playing that position.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's not a knock on Josh Allen. It's a knock on everything that goes on around him. And I think the Buffalo Bills, like the Minnesota Vikings and Cleveland Browns, there's just something in the NFL cards, the football clouds, that says that you're never going to win, and it doesn't matter how close you get to it. Think about it.
Yeah, I mean, up to this point, I thought Josh Allen would have won one.
And he probably should have, which would mean Patrick Mahomes has one less. You could argue that they were just as worthy and just as capable of winning the Super Bowls that the Chiefs won. It's just something
How much time was left?
13 seconds.
13 seconds. They changed the overtime rules because Josh Allen never touched the ball in that playoff game. And he's come so close, been snaked it by.
Talk about an all-time
That might
great
be his
game.
all-time contribution to the NFL. Josh Allen. Getting that rule changed.
Oh, that's messed up.
I'm just saying, man. I just don't. It's not a knock on the kid. I think he's a great player, but I just don't think he's going to win.
If I asked you today, Sunday, June 21st, Happy Father's Day, everybody. Right now, I'm not going to hold you to it, but who wins the Super Bowl this year?
It's hard to argue against the Rams,
isn't it?
Really difficult. Really.
Yeah,
difficult.
man. I thought they were the best team last year. And had they not had that fluke of a play happen in Seattle on that Thursday night, that changed everything. It changed location, it changed seating, and it gave the Seahawks kind of the upper hand. Now, I'm not trying to discredit their Super Bowl. I think they were worthy champions for sure, and they proved it out. And I gave Sam Darnold his flowers after he actually accomplished it because I kept thinking at some point or another the clock is going to strike midnight for him. And he's going to turn back into Sam Darnold, the Darnold that we knew before he got to Seattle. It didn't. I'm not saying that's why they won that Super Bowl. I think defensively they were just a juggernaut at that point. But it changed everything about the season. When was that game? In like December? The Thursday night game against the Seahawks and the Rams?
And I don't know if the Seahawks turned it over like 3 or 4 times in that game. And
the backwards pass.
Weird.
The ball's just sitting there.
But sometimes that happens.
That was so crazy.
And look, that is part of the argument. I mean, we do this on the radio.
You as a coach, do you tell your guys go pick that up immediately?
Yeah, you play to the echo of the whistle on every play. Like,
but
you want to be the team that
these
hands
guys
the referee
that
the ball.
this is their profession.
Yes.
Watch that ball hit the ground. There's one dude that actually went over finally.
That was
the ball
Charbonnet.
Just sitting there. No movement.
Right. And that kind of fluky play changed the outcome of the NFL season.
Yes.
So that's why it's difficult for me to say that guy is definitively going to win a Super Bowl, because there are some bounces that just happen throughout the course of a season, and the bounces so far have gone against Josh Allen, and I don't see anything different on the horizon for him. So that's kind of why I say
I just look at it like his career is very similar to me than like what Elway went through before he finally reached the mountaintop. Heartbreaking losses.
It kind of sounds like you're rooting for this guy.
I love Josh Allen,
okay.
dude.
All right.
Listen, if they're not playing the Broncos, I'd be rooting because I think he's what's great about the league. That type of player.
kind of an underdog guy.
Willing to kind of do anything it takes.
Okay.
And he's got the talent and the skill set to do it as well. Like,
and
listen,
he had some things in college that he needed to correct. And for the most part, as a pro, he corrected those things. So I admire the story.
If you watch the Elway doc, it was when he was on Club Shay Shay. That was the biggest regret of John Elway's career, is not selecting Josh Allen, and that he wanted to go that route.
Oh, man, can I tell you how many times I've rooted against Josh Allen because I didn't want D-Mac to be right?
Right, in what
because
sense?
D-Mac was pounding the table for Josh Allen. He just was.
Dude, well, I was doing a show with Danny over at one of the other places before when he was playing in his bowl game, and I forget who was calling that game, but he was like, that's the number 1 pick right there in the NFL. Josh wasn't number 1 overall, though.
7.
And
behind, two quarterbacks? Baker and Sam Darnold?
Dude, and the dude is like an hour and 45 minutes up the road.
Yeah, but he also had a sub 60% completion percentage in college.
He got gun shy, dude.
And he also played in the Mountain West.
The Paxton Lynch pick ruined him as far as selecting a quarterback.
There was enough justification for Josh Allen to not be picked in the first round. I get it. It worked out. But Jake Locker didn't either. E.J. Manuel didn't either. So it's just not a conclusive science to where you say that guy for sure is. We're not talking about, I don't know.
Well, dude, you could say that, but look at like Trevor Lawrence. Everyone said he's the next surefire thing.
And he's taken his team to the playoffs twice.
Yeah, and up until last year, he was verging down that avenue of bust.
I get it. But I'm just telling you how much of a crapshoot it is. I'm not going to say we didn't see Josh Allen becoming this, but there was enough justification to be a little bit gun-shy when it came to picking him in the top 10.
This conversation fascinates me, and I know it kind of dominated what we talked about on Friday, but it will do it again and today, is just quarterbacks and what we think is going to happen. We'll continue the discussion on the other side.
3 years ago, the Broncos were a laughingstock. Now, back-to-back playoffs, 32 wins, and an ownership group spending king.
The greatest bit of news and information that I can provide today for you is merely this. Greg Penner is inevitable. Greg Penner is undeniable. Greg Penner and the Walton Penner Group and the Denver Broncos are going to be a dynasty. They just are. That sort of businessman, that sort of business people do is they excel.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity Summer Savings Event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. No strings, no commitments, and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply to Mobile Select. Xfinity Internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
I've been thinking about something. Maybe you can help. This is Jay Rickstrew for Alpine Bank, member FDIC. I'm wondering what to do for Dad this Father's Day. I want him to feel special. Actually, Alpine Bank wants dads across our community to know they're appreciated. We notice the way you care for your families, how hard you work providing for those you care about. We see you at school functions, at the park pushing swings, and the gentlemen who have raised their children, now enjoying a well-deserved retirement. You'll all have Alpine Bank's respect and admiration. You're setting a fine example. Happy Father's Day. However, Dad is celebrated on June 21st. We hope he feels special. You deserve it. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you, gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
What's going on, guys? Philip Lindsay here, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if you're ready for all that, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Philip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
The weekend is upon us, and we're here to walk you through today's top headlines. So lace up and join Kyle, Reese, and Marcello Romano on this week's Sunday Stroll.
All right, it's a Sunday, 7:45. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Have a good day with your kiddos, man. Make some memories. That'll be one of the discussions we'll get into in the second hour. Father's Day traditions. We did a little bit of that on Friday, but then also just big sporting events that you remember watching with your pops.
Oh, my dad took me to a preseason game between the Broncos and 49ers. And at the time, like not being able to afford it all the time, and then also just seeing Joe Montana and John Elway. That was a huge
What was the first sporting event that you went to?
I can't remember.
Really?
I can't remember. I'm
like
sure it was a Nuggets
collegiate
game.
Or professional?
Don't remember. I'm sure it was a Nuggets game, though. But I couldn't tell you who, when, what, any of that. It was at McNichols Arena, I'm sure. But
the first one I remember, my grandma took us, me and my brother, to Air Force versus Utah.
Oh, wow.
We got like a pennant, like a Fighting Falcons pennant, and that's the first one I remember. But another one that, like, my folks had got us Broncos tickets for Christmas one year. It was when they played the Steelers. I think it was 87, maybe the divisional round. So my pops took me and my brother to that game. We're walking on the concourse, and we saw O.J. Simpson.
Oh, wow. In the flesh.
my dad, this is when I knew he was not a great dude.
Really? You knew it then?
Well, yeah, because I'm a kid. Like, I knew who he was, but it wasn't like I wasn't like in awe of it.
Sure.
You know, it just that I knew who he was because he covered games and.
But he wasn't a current player at the time, so it's not.
No.
It's not like you were looking at Emmitt Smith or somebody like.
No, but my dad went over and was like, "Hey, would you mind giving my boys an autograph?" No.
Not gonna do it.
No.
Not today.
So from that point on, I'm like,
No. Alex, the first sporting event that you went to as a kid?
Oh, I don't remember. I was a lucky kid, though. My dad took me to a lot.
Okay.
Whether it was CU football games, Rockies games, Nuggets games. I was fortunate.
My grandfather had season tickets to the Broncos, but we never went.
Really?
Yeah, I remember the transaction every year. Like, there was a guy named Mo that came over and got the tickets, and we never went. That was it.
So get involved. Tell us the first one that you remember going to. I don't know. It just seems super memorable for me. Like the first time I walked into like a stadium.
Yeah, I remember
my grandma had like an old Toyota, like the hatchback. She had like Dentine cinnamon gum. And I remember just rolling up to Falcon Stadium and then just going out there and seeing it, because it's like the first time you see it live, it looks so different than it did on television.
Yeah,
like this was at the age, like I remember watching a Broncos-Packers game, and my mom's like, we got to go to the store. And we turned the TV off, and when you're 4 or 5 years old, you're like, in my mind, it was like a movie. I'm like, oh, it'll pause. And when I get back, the game will still be the exact same. So I get back, the game was over. I'm like, what happened? What happened?
Yeah, you better turn on the radio to get the
before
recap.
DVRs, before like you could just, schedule it. You either had to put your VHS tape into the VCR and hit record if you wanted to see it.
Was it a TV that you had to smack on the side if you turned it on UHF?
with the rabbit ears, it had 5 channels.
Yeah.
It had U, 7, 13, 2. Yeah, man.
Yeah, if you wanted to play video games, you had to turn to channel 3.
Dude, we hooked up our Nintendo to a 13-inch black and white TV that we got from my grandma.
Wow. Good times, man.
It was like a TV, but it was also a radio if you wanted it to be a radio, dude. That's how old it was. So, yeah, get involved in the show. We're doing our Sunday stroll, going around the neighborhood, taking a look at what people got in their yard. They put their trash cans away. Any problems, Kyle might leave a note or call the HOA on you if he has to. But in other housekeeping items, Colorado Avalanche fall in the conference finals. Chris McFarland jettisons over to Nashville, and then not even a week later, really, Joe picks up the phone and says, "Hey, Chris, you're my dog. Let's do some work. You liked Ross a lot when he was here. We're going to ship him to you. Salary dump or financial freedom? What is it, Kyle?"
I think a little bit of both. It's hard for me to see an area in which the Avs, it's crazy for a team that got swept in the conference finals. Like, how do you get better? So I don't necessarily think it's a move to get better right now.
Can I stop you there?
Go ahead.
What do they have to do so that it doesn't happen again this year? We already found out Jared Bednar's coming back. If they don't succeed this year, there will be so much sports talk fodder about why didn't you make a move at the head coach position.
Well, that's it. I mean, but that hasn't happened, so you're going to run it back from there. And I know that's probably a 4-letter word in some circles, but that is what it is. I think the place where you look and you say you can get better at the goaltender position, but that's such a development position. It's not like you just plug a guy in there. And you've seen the teams that have tried, and they have tried and failed. So I don't know. You've got to bring guys up through the ranks. It's not like you can just draft an all-star goaltender and now he's going to have instant success in this next year. So you're steady there. As a matter of fact, what was the award that the two of them won?
Who?
That McKenzie, Blackwood, and Wedgwood.
I didn't think
for the fewest goals allowed in the regular season. I can't remember the name of the award, but they were considered the best tandem in the league. So it's difficult to say how
is that the biggest problem though.
But I think so. I mean, because you were searching for answers there in the playoffs.
But that's not the reason why they lost to Vegas, though, was it? The goaltending?
No, but
no. And then furthermore, who's your guy going into this year?
Well, the fact that we're asking that question tells me that it's not as stable.
Yeah, but there's only so many Hellebucks or Vasilevskis out there.
That's my point. You're not going to acquire somebody because teams that have good ones don't let them go. And 2, you're not going to bring a young guy up that's going to be ready to be a part of this team. So I don't know.
Tie it back into the question we asked about Bo Nix and quarterbacks. Do you envision them winning a Stanley Cup?
The Avs.
Yeah.
Again.
Or don't they have to win more than one?
I do. But I said that this time last year. But the good thing is John Tortorella's not coming back, so you don't have that standing in your way. So Vegas will probably not be as good as they were for the last month and a half. That'll be nice.
Yeah, but Dallas will be there again.
Maybe.
We'll have to wait and see what happens with Edmonton. As you would assume, that's another one. Does he win one? Your guy.
The window's closed on that as well.
On McDavid?
Yeah. You go back to back because there were a team that couldn't figure out their goaltending situation as well. Remember that
But if you want to be considered an all-time great,
yeah,
which I think Connor McDavid is certainly in that conversation, but you have to win one.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, you do. You got to win one to be considered in that conversation.
I just don't believe that in
one.
team sports. I don't. I think so many things have to happen for you. Like, look at the Nuggets.
So if the Nuggets don't win another one, you consider Jokic
an all-time great. Already done. Doesn't have to play another quarter of basketball. It's done.
I think he's outside that top 10 if you don't get another ring.
Here's my issue, and we said this earlier on in the hour.
And not just another ring, but they haven't had a ton of postseason success.
I know, but Nikola Jokic has won the MVP 3 times, and it should have been 4. It should have been 4 consecutive times.
Could have been 5.
I'm just saying. I mean, get me the guys that have done that, and they have a ring. You consider them at least in the top 75 players of all time.
Yeah, but most of those guys that you're describing won multiple championships.
Of top 75 players of all time? Because
that had multiple MVPs and then won multiple championships. Yes. Larry Bird. Yes.
Larry
Michael
Bird
Jordan.
also had McHale, Parrish, Johnson.
Yeah, but who's the guy that we think of when you think of that team?
It's Bird. What do you think of when you think of the Nuggets?
Jokic, but he only has one.
Okay.
And he's only been to one finals.
That's
why I think that you're doing a complete disservice to that guy's career.
Who?
Nikola
you're not
Jokic.
talking about me. Okay.
No,
I thought you were talking about, I didn't do anything.
If you're
Nikola.
not going to surround him with the requisite talent to win more than one championship. And it'll be things like, we talk about missing rings all the time. It'll be another one of those situations. All right, we got to get to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll continue this discussion on the other side.
One can't stay on the court. The other can't stay on the field. There are certain things that are putting Aaron Gordon and J.K. Dobbins in the same conversation, and neither one should be happy about it.
So is Aaron Gordon now in the J.K. Dobbins category in your mind, that it's not a matter of when he gets hurt or if he gets hurt, it's when he gets hurt, and how long will he be out? I mean, is he, at this point, is this just the way he's going to be?
Yeah.
A part-time player, and you're going to be holding your breath, especially come playoff time, every game.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Whoa, okay. This one says you get a free phone if you switch. Hey, this one also says you get a free phone if you switch.
Yeah, they all do, hon.
Huh. The T-Mobile one says their customers had the lowest wireless bills versus the other big guys over the past 5 years. And their latest experience plans have Netflix included, plus a year of Dash Pass by DoorDash.
Hang on, let me see that. Oh, yeah, we're switching.
That's what I'm talking about. Do we clap now, or...
At T-Mobile, get savings that keep stacking up. That's value you can feel every day. And right now, bring your phone to T-Mobile and we'll give you $400 when you switch.
Savings based on Harris X billing snapshots from Q3 2021 to Q4 2025 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. $400 with new account on qualifying line. Unlocked device credit ported 90+ days with device and carrier, and timely redemption required. Virtual MasterCard typically takes 14 weeks. No cash access and expires in 6 months. Card issued by Sunrise Banks N.A. member FDIC. Visit T-Mobile.com.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception that they love to bust. You don't need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, make it happen. Call American Financing, 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Don't miss the Tree Farm's Father's Day sale now through Father's Day. See what's on sale at thetreefarm.com. Get up to 30% off all sizes of shade trees, flowering trees, and fruit trees, including aspen, apple, cherry, maple, oak, and more. For example, 3-year-old, 6-foot-tall autumn blaze maple trees, only $129.99 each. Now through Father's Day. Come see.
You take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You are listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
There's another one, Kyle. One of your faves. I know you know
By
this
far.
one.
By far.
You think he's the most talented musician of all time.
Maybe I'm just like my mother. Just saying.
Another one, we were talking during one of the breaks earlier about how much music we've missed out on because of some of the all-time greats just, we had this discussion with Dan Jacobs a few weeks back, just gone way too soon.
Yeah, but I refuse to really talk music with Dan Jacobs.
Well, he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
All of it's terrible. 99% of it's terrible.
He can't hear any of it.
No, he ain't hearing Jimmy.
He doesn't want to hear it. He's kind of right in his analysis in terms of the majority of it, but I mean, the greats are the greats, and there's plenty of the greats. He just doesn't appreciate it.
Continue the discussion. We're talking greats or all-time greats, but in the sports realm. And you believe Nikola Jokic, even if he does not get to another finals or win one, that he is among the league's best of all time.
Yes.
I beg to differ.
And that's because I've heard guys that are amongst the best say that he is amongst the best. Shaq doesn't just throw that around. Charles Barkley doesn't just throw that around. These are guys that know. And Shaq has won multiple championships.
Don't paint me in that corner that I think he's phenomenal, and I believe he belongs in that discussion. I think it'll be held against him if he doesn't win another championship.
Yeah, and so I think you would have to subscribe to there are even levels to the greatest of all time in sports history. And so if you've got an A tier, so that's Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain, Oscar Robinson, those kind of guys. So that's your A tier. So that would keep him, in your mind, and at least in your argument, that would keep him out of that
I want him to
A
be in
or
that
B
discussion.
tier.
Yeah, I want him to be in that discussion, but I think in order to do so, you have to get to another finals, and in my opinion, you got to win another one. And I think that conversation holds true for the Colorado Avalanche too. You know what's crazy is the Rockies have they had a team that just tried to win with a Premier League championship.
Yep.
Fell short there. Fell short in the NHL. Fell extremely short in the NBA.
Oh, they won the Premier League, but they lost in the final in the Champions League.
Yeah. That's right. But what I'm saying is they have teams in 1 year. We were talking about could 2026 be Titletown USA for Denver, Colorado. It didn't end up being that. We didn't even get one. But can you imagine owning all those teams? They have their soccer club, they got the Rams, they got the Avalanche, and they got the Nuggets.
Yeah, they're winning all the way around.
Dude.
Life is good for the Cronkies. I'm just saying. But at the same time, they probably thought the same way that we were thinking, I'd say late December, early January. Like, this could be a really, really good year for us.
Yeah, the possibility of having 3 parades.
And you got nothing.
you
you win. Did you think that there was a possibility? I didn't think we'd get 2 out of 3. But I thought for sure there would be 1. Did you think in January there would be 0?
No.
Played better.
Which team got the closest to it? We're going to eliminate the Nuggets.
Well,
were the Broncos actually closer?
Oh, for sure. Because the Broncos, even with that, like before Mike Vrabel just said, you know what, don't even worry about it. They can't score. In that game, there was still, you could still see the Broncos winning that game. One play goes one way or another, or perhaps they score again in the first half. The Broncos could win that game even with Jarrett Stidham. The Avs, on the other hand.
Or Will Lutz makes a field goal.
There you go. The Avs, on the other hand, were just outclassed. And that stinks to say about the best team in the NHL for this season, and you might be able to argue in the past two seasons, for them to be outclassed, swept in a conference finals the way that they were.
That's why I said on Friday I still struggle wrapping my mind around it. You checked every box along the way. President's Trophy? Check. Number 1 seed? Check. 8-1 in the postseason up until the conference finals? Check. And you weren't even like, listen, the most disappointing thing was Game 4. We talk about desperation all the time. They didn't play with that desperation.
I don't know if I was disappointed in dropping the first 2 at home.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't do that and expect to win.
Yeah, at that point, I probably felt the same way about the series as they did. Like, they came out, lack of energy, deflated, like this is basically a foregone conclusion. I probably felt the same way. Because there was just nothing. Even when you came out, what was that, Game 3 that you came out and you went up 3-0 in the first period, and the Knights just came out and basically went to work on you in the second and completely obliterated all the momentum.
Inside of 4 minutes.
That was it. That was
over.
It. So for me, that's the air coming out of the blue. It was over at that point. How do you bounce back from that? And then how do you come out and
I don't know.
You're a pro. You should.
I had convinced myself, and this is where being a fan kind of gets in the way a little bit, that all they had to do was focus on just one game. Don't look at the overall picture of being down 3-0 at that point. And they came out and laid a dud. Like, you had a team that should have been playing with desperation, and the Knights, who had a 3-0 lead, acted like they were the team that was down and wanted to end the series that evening.
William M. Jennings Trophy. That was the award for Wedgwood and Blackwood over the 2025-26 season for the best tandem in the NHL in terms of goaltending.
Yeah, but what does it all mean?
It means, Jack, you know what now?
Doesn't matter.
But that's the reason that you're so disappointed, because everybody had accomplished something of significance going into the playoffs. And so everything was teed up. The stars go down. You beat the team that beat them, who had a star in Hughes, by the way, on that team. And then you come out and you completely lay an egg. I get it. Kel McCarr was hurt, but you still should have enough to beat the Knights team. And for you to not be able to figure them out on the offensive end of the ice is a complete. You're just a head. It's a head scratcher. I get it.
The injuries for both teams that call Ball Arena home it's one of the reasons that they weren't successful. But I hate hearing it as like an excuse, because the teams that you ended up losing to
were injured as well.
Yeah, the Knights didn't have Stone in Game 1 or Game 2. Like, that's your captain.
We don't want to talk about the Timberwolves or what they didn't have.
They had nothing left in Game 6. And those guys came out and wiped the floor with a double-digit win. Like, that was easily a game. Like, when I found that, I was doing DenverSports Tonight that night. I'm like, oh, it's in the bag. We're coming back for Game 7.
Well, and so as we're having the conversation, that's part of my Nikola Jokic. I'm starting to sum this thing up, honestly, because I feel like we're on the back nine of Nikola Jokic.
Just started. You're on hole 10,
and that's fine. I get it, but as I'm watching how things develop and the performances that they've put on in the last 2 playoffs, I say, okay, we probably need to start really putting together how we feel about his career, because I think we have unfortunately seen the best of it. I don't think he's the best player in the world anymore. He's still one of the best, but he's not the best player in the world. And the Nuggets are on the outside looking in terms of title contention.
I don't love that conversation, because it's just what happened in the postseason. So he's not the best player in the world anymore. Who is?
It's hard to argue that Jalen Brunson is not.
Wow. I thought you were going to go Wemby.
Yeah, I think Wemby still has a lot of growing to do, for sure.
You know what was cool about Wemby and the vulnerability that he showed after losing in the NBA Finals, and I think this is probably how a lot of professional athletes feel, but we don't hear it a ton, is he made it seem like it was a wasted year. Like, he's like, I got to go through another 82 regular season games and then another how many games to win a championship, and we were this close, and gentlemen swept. That's how it should feel in Denver, because you have a finite amount of time with this core in both teams, with having a guy who's in the discussion of being the best player in the world in Nikola Jokic, and having a guy in the conversation of being the best player in the world in Nathan McKinnon. And you fell short. You didn't even get to a finals for the Avalanche. You get swept in the conference finals, and then the Nuggets didn't even make it to May, dude.
You ever watch sometimes I just peek over at Alex and I can see the wheels turning. Alex, who's the best basketball player in the world?
I'll say I'm first thought was SGA, but I'll say Wemby. I mean, the guy's won last 2 MVPs. It's hard to say it's not him, but I could go Wemby. Sure.
Is Jalen Brunson in that discussion?
I think he's into the discussion. To firmly put him as the best, I think, is a little bit of a stretch. But how do you say he's not one of the top players after what he did on this run?
Here's my problem with Wemby. Wemby obviously still has a lot of growth. And
we've talked about it before, dude. He hasn't even perfected his back to the basket game yet. Watch out.
He's going to be. He is going to be, but he's not yet. And the problem is that it's a little scary, and I can wait. I can wait for Wemby to be the best player, because it's kind of a foregone conclusion. He won the genetic lottery. Like, who can do what he does on a basketball court at that size? And when he figures it out, when he doesn't look like a newborn horse, what do you call that? when he doesn't look like he got a new pair of legs right before the game, once he figures that out, he's going to be the best player in the NBA. And you'll probably have a 2 or 3 year window in which he is that. SGA would be my next player, but SGA is just really difficult to watch because he manipulates the game in the way that he does. But Jalen Brunson at 6 feet tall, and there are people that tell you he's barely 6 foot tall. Mm-hmm. To score 45 points in a closeout game in that way, and you talk about putting a franchise on your back. Now, Anunoby played really well. Josh Hart was probably one of the unsung heroes as well. But for him to put that team on his back in that way, and then you reflect and look back at what he's done over the past 2 years, that's why I'm saying, as I sit here today, he's the best player.
Because he plays below the rim?
I don't think that's why. I just think what he does at his size is a little bit more impressive than what Wemby does. It's like, how are you 7'5" and you don't get block shots?
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of those alley-oops, it's like you're literally just...
You got to do a little more to impress me, Wemby. You got to do a little bit more. Jalen Brunson is damn impressive.
I think if they look back in the amount of emotion they showed after getting rid of Oklahoma City...
Right, they acted like they won the title.
Yes.
They were crying after the game.
Because they're kids. Stephon Castle's 21 years old. That was a hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah. Well, Josh Hart said, I think the other day, once we saw that, that kind of like pumped us up even more. Once they saw the reaction from the Spurs after they knocked out the Thunder.
I think that's so damn unfair. You say act like you've been there before. Guess what? They haven't. They weren't in the playoffs last year. So for that team to beat the defending champions in 7 games, and they were at OKC, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 7 games on their court and go to the playoffs and go to the championship. It's hard for me to ask a 21-year-old to act like he's been there before.
But yeah, but still,
Carter
know that
Bryant is 19.
Dylan Harper's 20.
Act like what? We haven't been here before. This is all new. I don't know if those guys won a championship in college or in high school. This is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, it was too much, I think.
Now, I get it. The guys that saw blood in the water, like, oh, yeah, I'm 29.
Ain't my first rodeo.
I'm a grown-ass man over here, dog. You over here crying about going to the championship? Nah, we going to go ahead and handle business. We going to wipe the court with y'all. I get what they did, but I can't be mad at a 21-year-old for being elated for reaching the NBA Finals.
There wasn't just elation. It was they thought it was
Jubilance.
in the bag. They thought it was in the bag. And
Yeah.
I get why that motivated the Knicks. Like, you could think you're done. You got a whole nother series, man.
Okay, it's more, fodder for my argument that Jalen Brunson's the best. He's the best. He's the most focused.
He's what's good about sports.
Keep going on that.
I think the way that he kind of carries himself, even throughout that finals, because through 3 games, he wasn't shooting particularly well. And in fact, if they ended up losing that series and he continued to play at that level, now he changed it, of course. You just brought up the 45-point game and to close him out. But it's like he seems like he does everything the right way, the way you want. Like if you're having your kids watch these guys, this isn't Allen Iverson talking about practice. We're talking about practice, man. Not the game. Not the game that I love.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player.
and we in here talking about practice.
I get it.
And he had a dad that played in the league as well. To be that grounded to me is what I think is most impressive about Jalen Brunson.
Well, there's plenty like, Becky Hammond told him he couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's been plenty of naysayers, but if you're in the NBA, there's been plenty of people that told you couldn't do it. So that to me isn't that great of an accomplishment. You're pretty good up to that point. But for him to accomplish that at that size and to put that team on his back and do something that hasn't been done in 53 years, would you look at your son and say, hey, man, there's a good role model for you? Charles Barkley, forget about him. But Jalen Brunson, Jalen Hurts, those guys who overcame something, got traded for a bag of Cheetos,
took less money,
was a team player.
Yeah, how about that? His career arc, right? Second-round pick. They didn't really value him in Dallas, and then he goes to New York, and they built around him. They really built around him with his college teammates.
You never hear about him in the news for doing dumb stuff. Yeah, absolutely. He is what's good about sports, and that's what made both teams likable, by the way. Like the Spurs, I have a really good character makeup on their team as well. So there wasn't a villain per se in the finals.
No. I think you only would have got that if it was Oklahoma City.
Oh, all of them. SGA's a villain. I don't care for either of the Jalen Williams on my team.
Me neither.
Yeah, Dort. He's an easy villain, although I would absolutely take him playing for the Nuggets in a heartbeat.
So what? How far away are they then?
Who, the Nuggets?
Yeah.
I mean, they're
listen. And I asked the question.
Pacers.
I asked the question because before the postseason began, they had the 4th best odds to win a championship. We thought that they could make a run, or I thought, you probably didn't. I thought that they could at least get to a conference finals. They don't even get out of the first round. How far away are they? You've already mentioned how young the Spurs are. They've already been to a finals. And you would assume they're only going to get better with age and experience. Oklahoma City's not going anywhere, and I believe they have picks still, which they can just continue to add to an already pretty dominant roster. Meanwhile, the Nuggets are going, should we trade AG? Should we trade Jamal? Trying to get rid of Christian Brown, which now looks like a bad contract. I don't think people had a problem with it when he signed it, but now looking at it, the production hasn't been even close to what we thought was going to happen.
For a contract that hasn't even really kicked in yet. So, yeah, I get it. You're trying to maneuver to catch a team that is still maneuvering. I'm talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. And by the way, NBA fans should be outside the Los Angeles Clippers offices with picket signs.
Wait, say that again?
NBA fans should be picketing outside of the Los Angeles Clippers offices.
Why?
For the trade.
Because of
SGA?
they set up the Thunder for a decade. think about this. The Thunder are still utilizing the picks that they got from the Clippers, and Paul George doesn't play for the Clippers anymore. It was equal to what Cleveland did with the Deshaun Watson contract. Completely reset the market in terms of quarterbacks, and the Clippers completely reset the NBA with how many first-round picks they traded for Paul George. And I think this was 3 or 4 years ago.
We can say that hindsight, but SGA wasn't that player when he was a Clipper.
No,
nobody.
Well, one of those
envisioned
first-round
him.
picks could have been. And what did we count? Like 5 of them?
It was 5 plus SGA and Danilo Gallinari.
Come on, man.
Also,
come on, man.
I like the Gallo.
Come on, and Danilo Gallinari. Don't forget that guy. So I'm just saying, like you basically put the whole league on its ear because of what you dealt to the Thunder.
Do you like the landscape of the NBA right now?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, outside of the Thunder having all the look of the
no, I mean not
capital.
having because when we grew up, we saw dominant teams. We saw the Celtics win multiple championships in a short amount of time. We saw the Lakers win multiple championships in a short amount of time. The Pistons won multiple championships. The Bulls. Then we saw the iteration of the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe win multiple championships. Now we're on 8-9 years in a row with a different champion.
The NBA is in good hands because there's young talent, and there are teams that can basically come out of nowhere. Detroit, the Spurs, like I said, weren't in the playoffs last year. Now they didn't come out of nowhere. We knew what Wemby would be, but there are plenty of teams that can have a great season and contend for a championship. Like, who thought Toronto would ever win a championship? That's what today's NBA has become.
Masai.
Well, yeah, outside of that. But that's what today's NBA is, and I'm fine with that. I don't mind a little bit of parity in the league because when you think about it, when we were young, it was kind of like, all right, so the Bulls are basically going to go through this year, and they're going to be playing for their second or third
you
consecutive
appreciate that
champion.
greatness, though.
I do appreciate the greatness, but it also kept other greats off the board. How many greats don't have a championship because Michael Jordan was so damn good?
Patrick Ewing,
Charles Barkley, Karl
Stockton,
Malone,
yeah.
Stockton. You know, had he not taken the year and a half off, Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler wouldn't have one either. Patrick Ewing, I'd say Patrick Ewing already. These guys are widely recognized as the greatest to ever play, or one of the greatest to ever play, that because Michael Jordan was in the league at the time. Like, SGA is not going to do that to the NBA now. He can't.
And then you're making my point about being in the best of all time, but without a championship, because you don't mention Charles Barkley in that conversation. We don't mention Patrick
You do
Ewing.
when you're talking to me.
No. If I asked you before we even started this conversation or this debate, give me the top 10 players of all time in the NBA. Patrick Ewing's not cracking that list. Charles Barkley's not cracking that list. And I know you like Draymond more than Barkley, but he ain't cracking that list if he didn't have championships. You wouldn't even talk about Draymond if he didn't have those championships.
But I don't think I talk about LeBron being the second best player, by the way, of all time in the NBA because of his championships. Because I look at his championships as, okay, you had to join forces with 3 other All-Stars in order to win them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, you could say that certainly about Miami.
Yeah.
But when he went back to Cleveland, that was it was him and Kyrie. That was it.
Yeah, but if Kyrie doesn't hit that shot, then
if LeBron doesn't block Iguodala's shot.
Yeah, that's cool. But it was also him and Kyrie.
And you think about the year that J.R. Smith, what did he call the timeout?
yeah. Well, he dribbled it back out.
Yeah,
after the offensive rebound on
that's
the free
when
throw.
LeBron reportedly broke his hand punching a locker or something.
But I don't.
And Kevin Love was pretty good.
And Kevin Love was really damn good. Remember, Kevin Love before in Minnesota was a 20-20 guy, 20 rebounds a game. He was really good. So I don't look at LeBron as one of the best because of the championships. I look at LeBron because he's a freak athlete.
Yeah, but if he didn't
and
have the
longevity.
championships, he wouldn't be in that discussion.
Jordan's or even Steph Curry's, to be honest with you, just because he went and joined forces with Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen, and don't forget, Chris Bosh was a 5-time All-Star when he came to Miami. People who talk about Chris Bosh like he was just the other guy on the team. No, he wasn't. So for him to go do what
Not
he did
one,
in Miami,
not two,
yeah,
not three.
And if Ray Allen doesn't hit a shot for you, it's probably only one in Miami. So I just that's not why LeBron's up there for me. I just don't see it that way. He is the second best player of all time, but not because of the championships.
Oh, I don't even know if I go number 2.
That's a debate for the text line and for us to have with 17-year-olds.
Because I would say Kobe is 2, in my opinion.
Because of the championships?
Partly, yeah.
Or because of the greatness? Because Kobe doesn't win it without Shaq or Andrew Bynum or Pau Gasol.
Well, you could say that about anybody. You got to have people out there with you. Like, as good as Michael Jordan was and the greatest player of all time, hands down, you're not winning those championships. You're not going 2 3-peats without Scotty, without even like John Paxson hitting a shot, Steve Kerr hitting a shot, without Rodman in that second iteration of the Bulls. You're not doing it. Think about how good that Pacers team was that they had to beat in 98.
There's another one, Reggie Miller, not on the board. Why?
No championships.
Just saying.
So you're making my point for me.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I wouldn't.
Where would he rank?
Who, Reggie Miller?
Yeah.
Well, it's tough now because I saw Ray Allen and Steph Curry after. But at
Yeah,
the time,
but
he was one of the best clutch shooters in NBA history. I'll give him that.
And gave some of the most historic memories that we'll ever have in the NBA.
Yeah. Just not a championship.
Exactly. So that outside that top 10, for sure.
I don't like what you're doing here. We got to go to a break.
You're helping me. He's helping me.
I'm going to try not to next time.
Okay. We get to a quick break. We'll come back right after this.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Last up, Arvada. June 26th from 2 to 6 at Arvada Beer Garden.
That was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
It's hot out there. Stoke here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you ready for one of the hottest summers we've ever seen? It might be time to cut your air conditioner and draft a new high-performing air conditioning system that will keep you and your home cool and comfortable. There are amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX, rocks, heating and air.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every hunt tells a story. Let Ty's Taxidermy in Loveland bring yours back to life. Big game, birds, fish skin mounts, and reproduction. Expert detail since 2001. Call 970-669-1119 or visit Ty'sTaxidermy.com.
Robbie Dino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases, 300 trials. Let's face it, divorce is really impactful. You may have a controlling spouse. You may have a violent spouse. You may have been a victim of a domestic violence. You may be wrongfully accused of domestic violence. This all affects parenting rights. And let's face it, the kids are the most important. These are the things that need to be handled. They need to be handled appropriately by someone that's going to protect your kids and protect your rights. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com, 720-706-5151.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity's summer savings event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. No strings, no commitments, and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply to Mobile Select. Xfinity Internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Walmart is proud to sponsor the Be a Mentor, Be a Fan football camp with 104.3 The Fan. Broncos alumni hosts and South High School coaches are teaming up to support Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Colorado and help inspire the next generation through mentorship, teamwork, and community.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco, banking for everyone.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Back in on this Father's Day, Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker, yourself on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043, and the YouTube chat presented by Champ Honda. I want to get that right.
You did. You landed it.
We're going to try something new here, all right?
Okay.
In this this little segment here is we're going to have a debate, and I think we're going to just kind of continue the discussion that we were having prior to it. Is Kyle believes that you can be an all-time great minus championships, where I don't think that you can crack those conversations without winning not only one, but I think you got to have more than one. You got to have at least two to be in that discussion.
I love it when you frame it like Kyle is the one person on planet Earth that believes that you can be the one of the greatest of all time.
You might be the only person.
Like I'm walking the plank here.
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Bex, but I think he kind of believes the way that I do.
Well, Alex, can you be an all-time great without winning a championship?
I think you can be an all-time great, but not considered maybe the best of your era. Like Connor McDavid, I think most people view him as the best hockey player of the last 20 years of this generation. But I feel he does need to win a Stanley Cup at some point. I mean, Sidney Crosby won a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think to solidify your greatness, you probably do need to win one. But you can still be an all-time great without one.
I think Connor McDavid is a great place to start because we're talking about 3 Hart trophies, a Conn Smythe, in a losing effort against the Panthers a few years ago when you would put Connor McDavid right here in the center of the room and then just start walking in other all-time greats. And you would say, okay, you're not better than him.
Maybe I need to summarize it.
You're not
when
better
Ovechkin
than him.
got his cup, that kind of solidified, okay, we can see him as one of the top 3 goal scorers of all time.
Yeah, but then he went on to set other records as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but he's got a championship. So listen, let me summarize it by this.
Okay.
Can you be in the all-time great conversation without winning championships? Yes. Can you be considered the greatest in the greatest of all time discussion? No.
It's so hard to get people out of that spot. Like, who are you going to get? Are you going to get Michael Jordan out of the GOAT spot?
No.
Like, you got to do more than win a championship or 2. Like, he's got 6 of them. Matter of fact, he was undefeated when he went to the NBA Finals. So I think you've got to do more than what SGA is going to do.
Yeah, but the players
the
players that you bring up in this conversation, what has always followed when we mention their names? Dan Marino, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, but he never won a championship. That always
no rings.
That always follows it. Charles Barkley, one of the greatest in his era, but he never won a championship. Like, that's the next statement.
If Dan Marino had won the Super Bowl, would you say he was better than Joe Montana?
No.
Would you say he was better than John Elway?
No.
Would you say he's better than Tom Brady or Peyton Manning?
No.
So what difference does it make?
He's time greats discussion. You can't be in the greatest of all time discussion, though.
Okay.
If you want to make an argument, like who's the best quarterback of all time?
Would that be the best? Would that be the best football player of all time, as well?
You can characterize it that way as well. But
no,
I'm just saying,
we're talking about the best basketball player, but we're not talking about the best point guard. We're talking about the best basketball player. Are we talking about the best football player and the best quarterback, or are we just talking about the best quarterback?
Best quarterback.
Okay. All right. I'm
because
making sure
best football player, you're getting into the names like Jim Brown, Barry Sanders.
There's two. That's it.
Just those two guys?
There's two guys, and you didn't name either one of them.
Jerry Rice
and
Randy Moss,
Tom Brady,
as being the best
two best football players of all time.
Football players,
yes,
not quarterbacks.
It doesn't matter.
You're not gonna put Jim Brown in there.
Shoulder pads, helmet, cleats.
You're not gonna
Tom
put
Brady, Jerry Rice.
You're not gonna put Lawrence Taylor in that discussion.
Nope.
Barry Sanders,
not in that discussion. Are they top 10 players, maybe even top 5 players? Yes, but are they the best football players of all time? Jerry Rice. You watched it on the top 100. It was Jerry Rice, okay. And then Tom Brady. Like, who's gonna argue with the guy that won 7 Super Bowls?
Nobody. Okay. But you're making my point for me.
What's that?
Multiple championships.
But who's gonna move Brady out of the way?
But he's
a guy that came along and
there.
got validated because he won. Is Patrick Mahomes going to move Brady out of the way?
He could possibly.
Yeah, I think he's done too, by the way.
Pat?
Yeah. Give me best basketball player of all time.
Babe Ruth.
Willie Mays. Mickey Mantle.
Who's the best that never won?
Shoot, I mean, look at Mike Trout. It's probably considered one of the top players of this generation. He's been in the playoffs one time.
They're terrible.
Well, he's played for a bad team. He's been injured at this point.
Baseball's different than being a quarterback, too. Quarterbacks are held to a higher standard as far as championships than a baseball player.
Yeah, and honestly, like, if you're not pitching, there's a reason why, as stats are kept for certain players, pitchers, goalies, and quarterbacks, they have a win-loss record.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Trout doesn't have a win-loss record, which means it's not a commonly held belief that he impacts winning the way that a pitcher would or a quarterback would.
Yeah, but to crack that discussion, to be there is multiple, right? Tell me, who's the best quarterback of all time? Give me the 5 best quarterbacks of all time, just off the top of your head.
Tom Brady.
Okay.
Joe Montana.
Multiple championships.
Patrick Mahomes.
Multiple championships.
I think I put Drew Brees in that conversation.
Now you're just trying to buck the trend there.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to be consistent.
You
because
put him.
Yes.
I did put Drew Brees
Very
in the
true.
last time we had this conversation. I absolutely put Drew Brees in.
And you left Elway out, and then
I can't remember who else I put in there. But Drew Brees is in the conversation because he had so many of the damn records when he retired. And I think I put Peyton Manning as 5 or something like that. So
multiple championships,
but not because of that.
That's a big reason, though.
Well, for Tom it is. But not for the other guys. With Drew Brees, he's in there because of the
physical
records.
skill set. Aaron Rodgers might be the best quarterback we've ever seen, as far as everything that he was able to do. His arm talent, the way he could manipulate a defense, he had the brains to kind of go behind it. He had the physical skill set, and he got to 1 Super Bowl. Won it, yes. But are you putting Aaron Rodgers in that?
I don't believe that about Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, give me one better.
A more talented, a more physically talented quarterback.
When he was at his height,
Patrick Mahomes is more talented than Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not going to really argue that, but I'm saying in the discussion during this era, he felt like he loses out on that conversation because he only got to 1. Yes, he did win it, but for year in and year out, you're thinking, man, he's gonna win multiple.
Alex,
you put Brett Favre in that discussion.
Alex, I'm so glad you're here because sometimes you can just be the voice of reason. And so I'm going to put it this way. If that is the argument for being considered one of the best of all time, then you've got to put some guys in that conversation that flat out don't belong in that conversation. Ben Roethlisberger, doesn't belong in that conversation. Eli Manning doesn't belong in that conversation.
I didn't mention either of those guys.
I'm just saying they won multiple championships.
Yeah, and they'll be remembered for winning multiple championships.
Robert Horry, we don't ever talk about him as one of the best basketball players of
Big
all time.
shot Bob.
But he's got what is that, 6 or 7 more
7
rings than Charles Barkley. Do you talk about Charles Haley as one of the best football players of all time? No, but he's got 5 rings.
right?
He's got 5 rings. Is he better than Jim Kelly in terms of football players? No, he's not. But he's got 5 rings compared to those guys. So you'd have to invite some guys to the party that flat out would be party crashers. You guys sit over there in the corner. We're going to be on the dance floor because you don't belong in this conversation.
You're talking about guys that were also beneficiaries of having just great teams around them.
Oh. Kind of
They
like
weren't
LeBron James.
I didn't say I put him 3 probably in LeBron.
You're gonna upset some people.
Ted Williams didn't win one.
I think we're the research department. Do we know? We can look that up.
No, he didn't.
Saying.
I mean, they had the curse.
They had the
So like
1908 to 04.
I'm gonna put a bow on my argument. For me, greatness is the first criteria for being considered one of the greatest. I want to see your greatness. Dan Marino, we saw his greatness. Connor McDavid, we have absolutely seen his greatness. I'll put guys like Karl Malone and Charles Barkley. We saw their greatness.
Malone.
Give me a hockey player that hasn't won either.
There's not a lot of them in that discussion. Ray Bork.
Eric Lindros.
Not in that discussion.
But we saw the greatness.
Yeah, but not in that
Are
discussion.
you going to deny his greatness?
Who? Lindros?
Any of them.
I wouldn't say he was a great player.
Oh, boy.
Tell me why he's great.
I guess he's not. We got to get out of here. So we got to go to a break.
You got questions.
I got
right?
questions.
We got answers coming up next.
2 arrests, felony charges, excused from minicamp. Jonathan Cooper's future in Denver has never been more uncertain. Is it fair to think it's over for him in Denver?
There's some moments where I'm like, man, at the end of the day, if the law and the league don't take him off the Denver Broncos, are the Denver Broncos going to be the ones to say, this is our new standard? Yeah. And despite us giving you a $60 million contract and being a huge part of our defense, you're still gone? I just keep going back and forth. If I had to choose right now, I think he's done as a Bronco.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
It's no secret that the checkout line feels a lot heavier. If those daily essentials are ending up on a credit card, those double-digit interest rates are quietly draining your bank account. If that debt is starting to feel heavy, you're not alone. And if you're a homeowner, you've likely looked at your mortgage rate and thought, I can't touch that. With American Financing's Smart Equity Loan, you don't have to. It allows you to wipe out high-interest debt and lower your monthly overhead while keeping your primary mortgage intact. It's a surgical strike against debt. Unlike a fluctuating HELOC, the Smart Equity Loan is a fixed-rate loan, giving you a predictable monthly payment. At American Financing, there are never any upfront fees to find out what you qualify for. Guys, talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant today. Experts who are paid to help you save, not sell you more than you need. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Don't miss the Tree Farm's Father's Day sale. Now through Father's Day. The Tree Farm has been family-owned and cared for since 1980. See what's on sale at thetreefarm.com. Now get 25% off all sizes of flowering shrubs, including lilac, spirea, butterfly bush, and more. 3-year-old old-fashioned purple or white lilacs, now just $67.46 each. Now through Father's Day. Come see.
I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Just sat there. I was like, I'll let the older brother take it.
He's been like this all of his life, man.
We get to the point of the show where our producer, Alex Becker, has questions for us, and we'll try and answer them to the best of our ability. What's up, Bex?
All righty, let's go here. There have been some rumors floating around that the Nuggets are interested in signing Bogdan Bogdanovic in free agency, partly due to his strong chemistry with Nikola Jokic, as the two have been Serbian teammates for years. They did bring in Dario Saric, remember that, a couple years ago. That didn't work out at all. What would you think if the Nuggets were to sign Bogdan Bogdanovic?
I wouldn't mind it. I don't know that it really moves the needle for me, though. And you referenced the Saric thing. Like, we thought that Valanciunas was going to be more productive in this 1 year with the Nuggets, too. And David Adelman didn't believe. So it just depends on how he'd be utilized. I think it'd be a good secondary role piece to add for sure, but I don't know that it really moves the needle as far as what it's going to make them as far as competing in the West.
Yeah, that's a hard no for me. I mean, like, averaged 7 points a game last year. So what are we doing? And who are you moving out of the way in order to make room for him? Like,
I think he'd be a bench player, a role player off the bench.
Yeah, but who are you moving off the bench? Are you moving Payton Watson out the way? Hopefully they get him back. But are you moving Payton Watson out the way? Are you moving Tim Hardaway Jr. out of the way? How are you making room for him to give him enough opportunity to justify the acquisition?
Zeke Naji.
Okay, a guy that plays every 10 days.
I mean, Bruce Brown and Hardaway, those guys are free agents. They're no guarantee they'll be back next year.
I want Tim Hardaway Jr. back.
I do too.
So I don't know. It doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way you just kind of painted the picture, Alex, is it'd be a good like role piece to add, but I don't know that it really moves the needle.
Difference maker. You need
more than one, and I don't think he's it.
You need a Nas Reed.
Would you like the move, Bex?
I wouldn't hate it if they could get him on the cheap. Remember, we saw what he did in that semifinal game in the Olympics when he went for like 31 points, and his competitiveness, he's doing the mellow celebration right back to him. He's got that in him, but Kyle said, he mentioned his numbers. He didn't play a whole lot for the Clippers this past year. but I think it'd be a good piece.
You need a guy that's going to move the needle. You need a Nas Reed. You need a Keldon Johnson. You need somebody who's going to be in that sixth man of the year conversation. And I know those guys are difficult to come by, but I just need somebody who's going to make a splash, who's going to be good for 13, 14, 15 points consistently coming off the bench.
What do you got next?
All right, the College World Series finals are ongoing as Oklahoma leads North Carolina 1-0 in a best-of-3 series. Kyle, they call the College World Series the greatest show on dirt, if you weren't familiar. I'm aware it's light years behind the college football playoff and March Madness in terms of popularity. What is your interest level in the CWS?
If it's on, I'll watch it. I heard some intriguing storylines coming out of it that this, for both coaches, it was going to be their first championship no matter what. So, I like to see things like that because that means those are just guys that stuck to the grind. So, and I'm a fan of coaches in that way. So when you have things like that, storylines that go along with it, that makes it a little easier for me to follow.
Oh, man, I love the College World Series. I think it's not on the level, certainly, and I think you're exactly right as far as popularity is concerned with collegiate football. But that's the second most popular sport in our country is, I think, college football. But for me, being a baseball guy, I love watching just from the regionals to the super regionals and then getting to Omaha and then watching these two teams. Oklahoma's on an unbelievable run right now. They weren't even considered really going into the postseason. And they're just killing teams one after another. Georgia was one of the third-ranked team in the nation and seemed like they had all the swagger in the world. Oklahoma beat them twice, huh? And now that UNC, they were both on a tear in the World Series, but I don't know that you're going to be able to slow down the Sooners today.
Still unbeaten so far.
Have you ever been to the College World Series, Kyle?
No, I would go, though. Absolutely. I wouldn't say it's a bucket list thing, though.
Oh, I've been.
Yeah, you played in the Slump Buster out there, too. It's a great event, man. If you've never been, just as a sports fan, I'd put it on the list to check off. It's a you don't even have to be like a huge baseball fan. Just the atmosphere surrounding it. It's great. It is the greatest show on dirt.
Okay, in honor of in honor of today being Father's Day, who is your favorite father-son duo in sports? And you can give a couple if you'd like. I've got some suggestions. If you're having trouble coming up with any.
Oh, right when you said it, the first that came to mind was the Griffies.
Yeah.
Because there's some that play together, like the Griffies, like LeBron and Bronny James, and then there's some like the Mannings or Barry and Bobby Bonds that didn't play together, but they're great duos.
You have any other ones?
Well, the Griffies, obviously, just because of what King Griffey, he was a part of that era that really changed sports culture for me. So it was Michael Jordan, obviously the Nike aspect of it. Then Ken Griffey came along, the Nike aspect of what he was doing, Wayne Gretzky and Bo Jackson. All of that right around the same time. I think sports and culture haven't been the same since those 4 or 5 players were in their respective leagues. So I definitely Ken Griffey is one of them. And then for me, one of the most current ones, like look at the Brunsons. Like you got a dad who didn't achieve his wildest dreams in the NBA, but then he came along and he brought up a son to be a just downright dog, and for him to score 45 points in a closing game.
For the ability to coach him.
And the ability to coach him. So think about the dynamic on that team. Like Dante DiVincenzo cussed you guys out about the dynamic on that team, but it actually worked out in the right way. It didn't work out like Doc and Austin.
Can they repeat?
No, this is it. That's why I was rooting for him this year. I was rooting for him this year because this was going to be their only opportunity to win.
Nobody repeats in the second apron era.
No doubt about it.
No, I mean, I think we thought we were going to see our first repeat champion quite some time this year with Oklahoma City. They couldn't get it done.
Nope. Who are some of your other father-son
How about the Longs? Howie Long, Chris Long.
Jake Long.
Jake Long.
Yeah. You forget about those guys. Howie Long, man. My mom had the biggest crush on Howie Long. She's going to kill me for saying that, but my mom just loved her some Howie Long, man.
There are those players that you remember for sure that your mom knows, like, oh, I love him. I love that guy.
You know what? Turn it. And it's the Raiders. Turn this off.
Well, and it speaks to, like, listen, man, you could say they were born on third base because of, genetics and then just having the name alone. But then to be successful with that, knowing that your father reached kind of those heights as well, Like the Griffeys, to me, I just for them to have been able to play together. Ken Griffey Sr., he won with the Big Red Machine, right? Back in the day.
Early in his career.
There's a guy that would probably support your argument about being one of the greatest of all time, but to never have won is Ken Griffey Jr. And his body kind of betrayed him towards the end as well. But when he was at his height, there wasn't a better guy on the diamond, man. Like he was just everything he did. He was great at the plate. The most beautiful swing that we've ever seen, I think, in baseball is Ken Griffey Jr. And then talk about his defensive prowess too. Running up the side of a wall, catching balls, making all these unbelievable plays out in the outfield. You're right. With him and Bo Jackson right around the same time, is just we were spoiled.
Those are guys that they could have been Deion Sanders easily. They could have played another sport and been great at that as well. Before we get out of here,
there's another one, the Sanders.
Yep. I'll give you some coaching families. So how about Kyle and Mike Shanahan?
Yep.
Lane and Monty Kiffin. Jim Mora, that family as well. So there are some families, and that's just football. I'm sure you can find plenty of them.
You didn't even mention the Adelmans.
There you go. Adelmans as well. You know, I mean, Rick Adelman paved the way and obviously passed away recently.
Michael Malone and his pops was a coach too, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. Was he a coach in the NBA as well?
Yeah, Bad Boy Pistons.
Okay, there we go.
Jordan rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Bickerstaffs. There's
another one.
So there's plenty
local
of
ties.
Yeah, no doubt.
I do think it's interesting. We'll get back to the conversation of greatest of all time, multiple championships, all that stuff, because I think even just some of the people that you just mentioned there, it's that next statement. And I know the judge just came in and was like reaming us about Dan Marino, but what is the next statement after you say Dan Marino? Always the best to what? Never have won a championship. You always get that moniker. We continue the discussion on the other side.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
DenverSports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child ages 8 to 14 will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Philip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South.
Don't give them room to breathe!
And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado, so your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain? Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Hey guys, your boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and you can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. You want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Hey, Robbie Andino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases and 300 trials. My entire family's military, and I want to carry that legacy over to helping you grunts and officers out. If you've got a divorce going on, or you got a domestic violence, or heck, if you've even been put in handcuffs, give me a ring immediately. I've never lost a DV trial. That leads me to be a beast in a courtroom, in a divorce case, in a custody case. Let's face it, the paper-pushing telephone softies can't compete. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com or give me a ring, 720-706-5151.
All right, Broncos country, listen up. Philip Lindsay here. And for stress-free summer travel, I chose Hermes Worldwide. Forget the airport chaos. Hermes Worldwide offers comfortable, reliable transportation for your airport transfers and more. They're dependable, they're professional, so you can focus on your vacation. Make your summer travel easy. Give them a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Hour number 3, Fan Weekends, Marcello Romano, Kyle Reese, Alex Becker. Yourselves, the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. The YouTube chat presented by Champ Honda. Big discussion that's kind of, and we did this on Friday, was where does Bo Nix rank in the hierarchy, but we kind of turned down a different street this morning, Kyle, and just the big debate that you and I have been having is, can you be considered in the all-time great conversation minus championships?
303-713-1043, RamosLaw.com text line. You can help us out with the question. Another debate we were having is Bo Nix ready to take the Broncos to the next level, and do I see him winning a championship as well? I think that was just more or less a spinoff of whether or not I believed he could win a championship. And
yeah, because you said no on Josh Allen.
Yeah,
no on Lamar
Jackson.
Jackson. Will they be considered in that conversation that we're talking about?
You guys help me out.
Minus championships.
Apparently, I'm out on a limb by
I don't think you're. Listen,
on all of these things.
I don't even know that we're really all that far off. Like, and I tried to summarize it by saying you can be in the conversation of the greatest of all time. Like, listen, Dan Jacobs is a Dolphin fan, and he came in and kind of gave us the business on Dan Marino. I'm not saying that Dan Marino isn't one of the best quarterbacks of all time. I just don't know that you can. If you have to follow the statement by saying, but, then you're not in that conversation.
Alex, did you watch Family Matters when you were a kid?
I did not.
Okay.
That
Steve
show was off the air by the time he was.
Was it? I always have a
You
trouble
know who Urkel is?
Yeah. Goofy. Yeah.
And used to say, I'm wearing you down,
The
Kelly.
Winslows.
I'm wearing you down, Cello. I don't think you would have said that. At 9 o'clock today, I think you're saying something different than what you would have said at 7:15. I'm wearing you down. I feel that way.
No, I'm trying to put it so that it makes sense, because I'm not trying to discredit these players for their ability, whether it was on a football field, the baseball diamond, on the hardwood, or on the ice. The only one that you could even come up with for hockey was Eric Lindros, and I think he was a very good player, but I don't think he's in the greatest of all time discussion, not even close.
Kind of like, what, Charles Barkley or John Stockton, what they are to the NBA.
Awesome players. And if you're going to put together like the top 75 team, yeah, they're on that for sure. But if you're going to have the greatest of all time discussion, they're on that outside.
The greatest of all time, this debate, for me, is all-encompassing. I can concede to a little bit, like 1 or 2% of 100, okay?
Wow.
Concede a little bit. That championships, I think that's a commonality when you talk about the greatest of all time. Like, okay, Jordan, Gretzky.
So Nikola Jokic doesn't win another one, doesn't even get to another one. He's in that discussion for you. Greatest of all time.
Basketball players or centers?
Well, he's easily as a center.
He's not going to crack the top 10. He's never going to crack the top 5, and it really doesn't matter. If he wins 2 or 3 more, he's still not going to be better than Jordan. He's still not
I'm
going
not
to
saying
be
that.
better
I don't
than
think you're going to
LeBron,
pass the
or Robertson or Chamberlain or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Magic Johnson, who no one ever talks about, or Kobe Bryant. He's not going to surpass those guys.
With 2 or 3
No.
more championships?
No.
So if he ended up with 4, he's not going to surpass them.
4?
You just said if he won 2 or 3 more,
Yeah.
he already has one.
Then he's going to be up there with Kobe. And then are you going to have the conversation, is he better than Kobe? And you're going to say no.
But he's in the conversation. And without it, does he get into that conversation? My answer is no.
You guys help me out. Text line, do your thing. I wore him down just a little bit. Conversation in large part was kind of a spinoff as to what quarterbacks we felt like had an opportunity to win in the NFL. The Bills, by the way, were ranked as the team most likely to win a championship that's had the longest drought or of teams that have not won a championship. On CBS, ranked as the team that's most likely to win. So there's a feather in your cap for Josh Allen.
Yeah, I see him winning one. I can't look if you just ask me my opinion, does he win one or not? Yeah, I think Josh Allen eventually wins the Super Bowl.
There are a lot of guys that have the ability to win a championship. Let's go ahead and have that conversation. All right, I've established. Maybe you didn't. You never really said if you feel like Knicks can win a championship. Yes or no on that?
You mean repeat?
Bo Nix.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, he can win.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes obviously can win. Josh Allen can win. Do you believe Lamar Jackson can win?
No.
Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford is obviously one. What about Joe Burrow? You believe that he can win? Dak Prescott, can he win one?
I don't think so.
But he's just as good as Jalen Hurts, if not better.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure.
Sometimes organizationally you kind of get in your own way. And it seems like the Cowboys have kind of been snake bit ever since they won their championships in the 90s.
What about Drake May?
No.
Sam Darnold?
Well, he already did it.
Is Drake May just as good or as good as Sam Darnold?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's different now, but you remember where Darnold was selected, and also remember that John Elway, that was the guy that he liked in that draft.
Jordan Love?
No.
Jared Goff?
Yeah.
Caleb Williams?
Yeah. Could he?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're still having the can this happen for them conversation. So there are a lot of guys that can win a championship.
I think if Caleb Williams kind of
figures
out things neck up and maturity and experience helps him, yeah, for sure, because he's got the physical skill set. Like, he's unbelievably talented as far as just what he's been gifted as an athlete.
Alex, I just ran down like 10 quarterbacks. Did I miss anybody that can win a championship or even should be considered in the conversation as a quarterback capable of winning a championship?
I mean, Jaden Daniels, maybe you could throw that out there.
He took his team to the NFC Championship.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one.
Baker Mayfield.
Can he?
No.
I'm going to say no on that one, too, just because of the team around him.
Okay. Fernando Mendoza.
No.
Whoa.
Justin Herbert.
Yes.
He's got to win at least one playoff game to even to start that.
C.J. Stroud.
No.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
He could.
He could. All these guys can. Josh Allen can. It doesn't mean that they will. The majority of these guys, probably 90, 95% of the guys that we just named, aren't going to win a championship, but it doesn't mean that they cannot. There's so many things that have to happen around him in order for that to take place. So,
well,
I'm
it goes
just saying
back to your
I don't think
statement
it's gonna happen for
from.
Buffalo.
It goes back to your statement on Friday.
What did I say on Friday?
Do they win because of them? Like, if the Commanders won a championship, would it be because of Jaden Daniels?
Well, they got to the NFC Championship in large part because of Jaden Daniels. So, again, that tells you just how elusive a championship actually is.
Did the Broncos get to the AFC Championship because of Bo Nix?
You're damn right.
Okay.
Because they didn't get to the Super Bowl because
of Bo Nix.
They got to the AFC Championship because they had that guy on their team. He helps them win games. He's not winning alone. Sam Darnold, the Seahawks, if you remember, were the team that turned the ball over the most in the NFL. That team doesn't belong in the championship. That tells you how good they actually were. But they led the NFL in turnover margin and still did what they did.
Which is why up until they actually got the Lombardi, I was not a believer. Well, I mean, I believed early in that game because Drake May, the Broncos beat up on Drake May. He wasn't right. He really regressed in that Super Bowl. He was seeing ghosts, man. He was not good in that game. For the dude to finish second, was he second in the MVP? Behind Stafford, I think. And to play like that in that game, the Broncos, I think, brought the ghosts out, and then he was seeing the ghosts in the Super Bowl because how good defensively Seattle was.
Well, let me say this about Drake May. And this is not I'm a Drake May fan. This is he played 4 elite defenses in the playoffs. Started off with the Chargers. The Chargers are really, really good on defense. Then he went with the Houston. We know what they are. The Broncos are an elite defense, and Seattle obviously is the cream of the crop as well. So, I mean, like that's a tough ask to have probably 4 of the top 5 defenses in the NFL and have to beat all of them.
Yeah. Chargers didn't really even put up a fight in that game.
They just couldn't score, but I think it was 13-3.
C.J. Stroud just handed the game to the Patriots. As good as that defense was, and I'm validating your point about how good they had to go through, Houston might have been the best that they had to face. And they were still in that game because of their defense. It was C.J. Stroud that was basically just, here, take it. 4
turnovers first half.
Unbelievable.
You lose that game every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
And for as good as the Broncos played defensively against them, like you're right, once they got the lead, Mike Vrabel was totally content. He had a punt on first down if he could have.
He hit the ball like on the 33-yard line. Don't worry about it. They can't score. He told his team they can't score. We just got to keep everything in front of us is basically what happened with that game. So we ran down the list. Alex, you said I hadn't missed anybody in terms of guys that actually can win it. Bo Nix is on the list of guys that I believe can win a championship, but not just because of Bo Nix, because of the team, because of the coaching, everything that's gone around him. Like, he has elite everything.
You brought up Brock Purdy. Would it be because of him or because of the surroundings?
It'd be the same
Because you said
reason.
he could, right?
He could because of the team. He's on a pretty good team and on an organization that's ran pretty well. The
Very
Broncos
well.
are very much the same thing. They're in the same exact position. And Bo Nix is, I would say, a tick or two better, honestly, than Brock Purdy from a ability to make plays with his legs. Obviously, the arm talent is there that we were told wasn't there, and he's fearless.
Yeah, is that a great story?
Who's that, Brock Purdy or Bo Nix?
Great. Oh, Brock Purdy, dude.
Yeah, great story, and it feels good. And look, obviously, he's got that team in contention, but I think Bo Nix athletically and from a quarterback position,
I'd
he's
agree
in a
with
better
you there.
position.
Yeah, for sure. But you also have we go back to exactly with where we started and what we discussed and debated a ton on Friday is I don't see 12, 13, 14 guys better than the guy that we have behind center here in Denver. I just don't see it. And that's just like if you just asked me, like, give me 12 guys that are better.
I can give you probably 6 that are better for sure, and then you can argue the other 5 that would be as good. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. What about you, Alex? You said 8 or 9.
Yeah, I think so.
We're
I
in
think
the
that's
same
fair.
ballpark.
You were at like 15, dude.
I started there.
That's middle of the road.
But then I worked my way back. I
You
started
conceded that 1% to 2% again?
Yeah. And
out of 100.
There are some guys that you believe Jalen Hurts is better than Bo Nix. He He is not. Like, it doesn't take anything special to throw for 2,000 yards in the NFL. Like, that's what Jalen Hurts did the year before last. Like, this is not particularly great. He's winning alongside a lot of great players. So, there's some guys that we can
So
meet in the
you
middle.
firmly believe that you believe that a handful of guys could have won a championship in Philly.
Could Bo Nix have quarterbacked that team to a championship? This version of Bo Nix, the second and third year version of Bo Nix, could he have quarterbacked the Philadelphia Eagles to the win against the Kansas City Chiefs? The answer is yes.
I don't like those discussions though, because like you go back to like the Brady discussion, and who was the biggest culprit for their success in New England? Was it because like you go to the argument that you're kind of making now? Well, if Peyton Manning had Bill Belichick, how many championships would he have won?
No, it wasn't because of coaching that Peyton Manning didn't win more championships. It was because he was up against another great era of other quarterbacks. He had to go through Ben Roethlisberger. He had to go through Tom Brady. Drew Brees was playing in his prime at the time. Aaron Rodgers was in his prime at the time. It was so top heavy in terms of quarterbacking that if you got out of there with one or two, Aaron Rodgers, you were doing pretty good for yourself. Ben Roethlisberger, you won because you had a great team surrounding you. So to me, that's not the reason. Just like the New York Giants
Beck's point
beat
the
Tom
other
Brady.
day,
Didn't they score 40 points in that Super Bowl though?
Yeah, but how many times did the Chiefs go 3 and out?
A lot.
Okay.
I agree, but then the time that they lost to the Chiefs, they were very much in that game because of the ability of Jalen Hurts. You don't think so?
That's fine, but I believe Bo Nix probably could have played at that level.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think you're wrong that they're good enough as a team.
That's all I needed to hear.
And you could even say that about Seattle.
I don't think you're wrong. That's all I needed. That's kind of the end of the argument. I don't think you're wrong.
I just have a differing opinion.
A little bit, slightly.
Bo Nix will surpass him this year, though.
Absolutely. It doesn't take much. Look at that offense last year with Jalen Hurts. It's the reason A.J. Brown is in New England right now. You're not making plays. There were games they scored 3 points in last year. We're talking about a team that the year prior had scored 40 points in the Super Bowl, and the defense that they were going against in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs. It's not like they were a bunch of bums. You're talking about a team with Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie. Bolton was playing really well for them as well. So it's not like they didn't have the goods, but the Eagles were able to put up points on them. So then they just fall completely off the planet. And last year it looked like they didn't know what the hell they were doing. And this quarterback, but the quarterback didn't change unless I missed something. Alex, did I miss something? This is still Jalen Hurts playing quarterback for that team. And you let the Broncos beat you on your home field in the fourth quarter.
What games did they only score 3 points in?
There were a lot of games where they had 3 points. And it was late in the fourth quarter. You can go ahead and look. I know they.
I'm
didn't
looking.
Score.
I'm trying to see.
What
it.
were their scores?
10,
13, something like that. How many?
24.
They beat the Bills in Buffalo in a very low-scoring game. I remember that late in the season. Late
13-12.
Yeah.
13-12. Putting up numbers.
Super Bowl preview.
Of what? Of this year?
No, that's what we thought.
Yeah, but then they came out and scored 12 points. And you said, I don't want to see either one of these teams in the Super Bowl.
I think he works for that team, though. He scores as many touchdowns as any player in the league, Jalen Hurts, rushing.
That's cool. But I'm looking at a game with 12 points.
I know, but I mean, he works for that team. And the offensive coordinator, we talked about it on Friday, all the turnovers with the offensive coordinators every year.
Yeah, you could be a great fit for your team, but that doesn't put you amongst the best in the league. There's a lot of guys that fit the system that work for that team. Like the New England Patriots were made up of a bunch of those guys. Like look at Jamie Collins for the New England Patriots. He fit the Patriots so well. But when he played for the Browns, it was like, we don't recognize this dude. Let's send him back. There are a lot of guys that fit what this particular team does, but it doesn't make them elite. You're looking at those scores. Yeah, there's nothing popping off the page like, wow.
No, I'm just looking at dude, last year he's 25-6.
What, interception-wise?
Touchdown to interception ratio.
Yeah, but meanwhile, the best player in the league put up 46.
Who, in Stafford?
Yeah.
Well,
so
I'm not
putting Jalen Hurts and Matt Stafford. They don't even belong in the same building.
Agreed.
Okay.
I'm not making that comparison. I'm just saying I think he's a pretty damn good quarterback,
He ain't
man.
better than Bo Nix.
That's fair. I disagree with you right now. I think Bo surpasses him coming up.
Fair enough.
But if you ask most football fans, what would they say? Who's better?
Alex?
Jalen Hurts or Bo Nix? I think like the neutral football fan would say Jalen Hurts at this point.
But we're not neutral here.
Right.
Okay. So what do you say? You got a Broncos shirt on
geez.
right now. How are you going to do this?
They're both in the upper echelon. I don't know. Hurts has got to play out the Super Bowl. I'll go with him. But they're right there. I don't know.
All right.
He's got the Super Bowl, but he also went to another one and had a chance to win that one too.
I like the Bo Nix conversation because it is one that is starting to get a little bit of national recognition. We talked about this the other day. We couldn't remember the name. I looked it up. Danny Parkins on FS1.
Parkins or Perkins?
Parkins.
Okay.
Talked about Bo Nix needing better PR, not necessarily getting the love.
He said
that
he's
he deserves.
underserved.
Very, very much so. But also, I think for a guy that's going on his third year, and was picked last of the quarterbacks in his draft class, or at least in the first round of his draft class, I think he's probably where he needs to be from a national conversation standpoint. Because we sat up here and said the other day, like, okay, he's already surpassed J.J. McCarthy and Michael Penix
My
Jr.
problem with that is look at what the love that Jaden Daniels still gets for taking his team to an NFC championship game, and then going into last season, what was the expectation for Jaden Daniels?
That they would be right there again.
And that he was going to be one of the next great quarterbacks, right, or of this era. And Bo Nix did something similar a year later, and we go into this season, and we have one guy nationally, maybe Colin Cowherd as well, because of his relationship with Sean Payton, that really kind of gives Bo his flowers, which is fine. I don't really care that it's like locally. I think we view it much. It's way different perception-wise locally than it is what people I think would see if we were talking doing a show in L.A. or Seattle or New England or New York. I don't think that most people nationally, the perception of the Broncos is, yeah, they got fire last year, but they're going to come back to earth this year.
Yeah, and in Jaden Daniels' defense, like he was hurt last year, and he also plays for a coach that has a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Like think about Dan Quinn. He took Atlanta to the Super Bowl, but then he got fired.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So for him to put together two really good back-to-back seasons, that just hasn't happened for him as a head coach. So it was a combination of things as to why Jaden Daniels didn't have the same type of success that he had in his rookie year.
Well, injury is part of it, but I'm saying going into the season, everyone had him. Where would you have ranked Jaden Daniels last year? If we were having that discussion of
the six?
No, not in just the draft class. I'm saying the whole NFL.
Top 10.
See? That's what I mean. And Bo Nix did something very similar last year, and had he not fractured his ankle, you'll never convince me that they don't beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship game.
Agreed.
If Bo Nix plays. But then coming off of that, because of the injury or aesthetically the way that it looked for the Broncos and the way that they did it in the fashion that they played last year, the belief isn't there. Like where we thought, damn, Jaden Daniels already jumped a few spaces and he's a rookie. And you said, and I agree with you, people probably had him in the top 10 going into 2025.
And I think he belonged there. Listen, for guys that take their team to the championship, and you can argue that team's not in the NFC Championship a year ago, if Jaden Daniels is not the quarterback, you'd be a fool to not put that guy in the top 10. I think you'd be.
So why are we not fools for not putting Bo Nix in the top 10 this year?
I think
then?
you guys did. I'm the only fool in the room.
That's what
I think you
we
guys
spent
did.
a lot of time talking about on Friday.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
So that's what I'm saying. Is like the perception doesn't seem like he doesn't get the same amount of love, even though he did something very similar to what Jaden Daniels accomplished in his rookie season.
Can we talk about just the Broncos as a whole, though? I think that's fine. I think they're okay flying underneath the radar. They were the same team last year. There was a little bit more fanfare because of the new guys, Greenlaw and Hufanga coming in. You felt like they were going to take a step forward in a defense that had basically kind of taken a downturn towards the end of the season. So you had a little bit more excitement and probably a few question marks going into that. But they were under the radar last year. They were a team that people probably –
the Broncos?
Yes.
Yeah.
It felt like we're middle of the line. They got smacked in Buffalo in Bo Nix's first year. So I think the Broncos as an organization, they're fine with what people believe of them nationally.
The team,
but
yes.
Here, we know better. Like, we know that this is a team that at minimum should be in the second round, if not in the conference championship again. We know that.
I'm just saying it's interesting that Bo Nix doesn't get that same type of respect or love that other players have gotten.
It just isn't his turn. He will be.
But you look at his career numbers. The dude's won how many games?
Yeah, listen, he doesn't have any shaver commercials. You know, he's got the credit union deal, but that's pretty cool. But he's you know, it's going to be a while before he gets the endorsement of the league. And if he puts together another good year like he did last year, those things will come. But right now it's Josh Allen, like he's the poster boy of the NFL. And that's just what it's going to be. So sometimes I feel like you got to wait your turn a little bit in some of this. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. He's getting his flowers from us. He doesn't have to get them from everybody.
24 wins, 7,700 yards in 2 seasons, 54 touchdowns, 23 picks.
And I think he's got 8.
Yeah. And win because of him.
But
then the people on the other side will be like, he's terrible he's not good for the first 3 quarters. That's why he has all the comebacks.
No, there's something to be said about that. I mean, he's not like C.J. Stroud bad. He doesn't get the ball. And I like C.J. Stroud. I want him to be better than he is, but you can't argue with a guy that turned the ball over 4 times in the first half of a playoff game. There's nothing you can do to say, hey, man, C.J. Stroud's going to have a great – no, last time I saw that dude, he was giving the other team – he played for the other team. 4 times.
C.J. Stroud was in that discussion after his rookie year. Then he had the sophomore slump, and then he – basically failed out last year. So he has a big mountain to climb. We got to get to a quick break. When we come back, we will wake up and reset.
3 years ago, the Broncos were a laughingstock. Now, back-to-back playoffs, 32 wins, and an ownership group spending like they mean it. Now Cecil's ready to say what Broncos country is thinking.
The greatest bit of news and information that I can provide today for you is merely this. Greg Penner is inevitable. Greg Penner is undeniable. Greg Penner and the Walton Penner Group and the Denver Broncos are going to be a dynasty. They just are. That sort of businessman, that sort of business people do is they excel.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
You remember your father's hands, strong, much stronger than yours when you were a child. Worn, a few scars here and there. This Father's Day, you remember his hands. This is Jay Rickstrew for Alpine Bank, member FDIC. More memories come to mind. You remember your father taking time to show you how to clean a paintbrush, and the time you didn't clean it so well, and he found out. You remember him helping you with your 6th grade science project. You know that your father did his best. Maybe not perfect, but you know he tried. You're like your father in so many ways, and because of how he cared about you, you become your own unique person. Alpine Bank joins you in paying tribute to your father. He was one of a kind, just like you. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Whoa, okay. This one says you get a free phone if you switch. Hey, this one also says you get a free phone if you switch.
Yeah, they all do, hon.
Huh. The T-Mobile one says their customers had the lowest wireless bills versus the other big guys over the past 5 years. And their latest experience plans have Netflix included. plus a year of Dash Pass by DoorDash.
Hang on, let me see that. Oh, yeah, we're switching.
That's what I'm talking about. Do we clap now or...
At T-Mobile, get savings that keep stacking up. That's value you can feel every day. And right now, bring your phone to T-Mobile and we'll give you $400 when you switch.
Savings based on Harris X billing snapshots from Q3 2021 to Q4 2025 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. $400 with new account on qualifying line. Unlock device credit. Ported 90-plus days with device and carrier and timely redemption required. Virtual MasterCard typically takes 14 weeks. No cash access and expires in 6 months. Card issued by Sunrise Banks N.A. member FDIC. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity Summer Savings Event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. No strings, no commitments, and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply to Mobile Select. Xfinity Internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Rise and shine, Colorado.
Good morning, Vietnam!
The sports world never sleeps, and neither do we.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you shoveling?
So here's Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano with your wake-up call.
Just to wake up, wake up.
All right, welcome back in Denver Sports Station 104.3 The Fan. Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker behind the glass. This is our Wake Up and Reset segment where we like to revisit some of the top storylines from around the sports world. Alex, we're going to get into a little bit of it while Cello eats his oatmeal out there. Maybe I'm the one eating the oatmeal. My bad. A few of the sports stories from around the world that we hadn't talked about. Hey, where does Wyndham Clark do? What's tea time for him? Has he started yet? What's the update on Wyndham Clark?
He definitely has not started yet. I'm not sure. I'll look at the tea time.
Okay, Wyndham Clark, Valor Christian alum, U.S. Open Father's Day tradition, leading on that. Sounds like he just has to play straight up in order to win that golf contest. And your thoughts on U.S. Open? 12:30 is his tea time. Is that Eastern time or our time?
I believe that's Eastern.
Okay.
So 10:30.
So coming up. So you'll be keeping an eye on that, obviously, a huge U.S. Open fan.
Yeah, before I hit the links myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to go win my own Father's Day Open.
Purse probably won't be the same.
Not even
Probably
close.
gonna be a little different.
There isn't a purse.
Yeah. You're out here playing for a good
I'm
time.
paying to go play. I'm not getting paid for it at all.
Okay. CBS did an article. This is Brian DiArdo talking about Super Bowl drought rankings. And basically for teams that have never played or for teams that have played and lost, the most likely team to actually win the Super Bowl this year. So we're talking about teams like the Buffalo Bills.
As long as droughts?
Teams that have never won. I think that's probably an easy umbrella bracket or criteria to put them under. So we're talking about Buffalo Bills. We're talking about Jaguars. We're talking about Texans, Lions, Vikings.
You say Jaguars?
Jaguars.
Or Jaguars?
Jaguars. Jaguars.
I think I say it the same way.
Yeah.
I'm not clowning you.
Yeah,
we've gotten people. I think we did the show when the Jags came to town, and people were all over us about our pronunciation of the Jaguars. Jaguars.
Jaguar.
Yeah. The Cleveland Browns.
Who else we put in there? Chargers are also in that conversation.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yep. So
Detroit Lions.
Detroit. So of those teams that we can think of that have never won, whether they've never been or whether they've been and lost, the team most likely this year for you to actually win a Super Bowl?
I'd probably go with what they said with Buffalo, but I think Detroit's going to be in that conversation too. They got as close as they did a couple years ago. Last year certainly didn't end up where they wanted to be at all. They didn't even make the postseason.
Shout out Colin.
But I the talent that they have, Dan Campbell leading that charge, I don't know, I'd probably put them up there. Which, if the Broncos couldn't go and don't find a way to get to the Super Bowl, what's your most enticing Super Bowl matchup?
Outside of the Broncos.
Yeah. We all want that to happen.
Now, as much as I sat up here and talked about Josh Allen, I feel like every offseason I pick.
Brady makes a decision to take a knee.
Perhaps. Sometimes you got to save players from themselves.
Gifted those points.
Yeah, for sure. So, I Buffalo would be hard for me to argue against, and then obviously Los Angeles they're the front runner in the NFL in terms of what they did from a personnel standpoint. So give me those two as my preseason Super Bowl prediction.
But I think if I'm going to say Detroit, like they don't have a lot of time to do it. Like that championship window that they opened, it never got fully opened. Like you only opened the window maybe halfway up.
It was cracked a little bit.
And then it got pushed pretty damn near close to close last year.
In large part because of the guy that got you there in the first place. Like sometimes the reason you win can be the reason you lose as well. Like Jared Goff is the reason when they lose those games, especially when one they lost against the Commanders in the wild card. It was divisional a couple years ago. You turned the ball over too much. You just can't do that.
And you might have said they blew it the year before when they had the lead in San Francisco.
Yeah, for sure. So that's what. And then their coordinators being gone, I think Detroit is probably not a part of that conversation. So for me, teams that have never won. A lot of people, the Bengals have a lot of momentum in part because they're getting a little better on the defensive side of the ball. But if that offensive
what did Joe Burrow say this week?
Something about winning, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Just that it feels like this could be, something special.
Yeah. That's nice, Joe. They're a part of that conversation. The Bills are a part of that conversation for me as well. So those are two teams, I would say, at least in the AFC, that I think can win. Amongst the teams that have never won. All right, let's move on a little bit here because this is one that we've been tracking. The whole sports world's been tracking because it kind of flies in the face of everything that we believe to be true about college football. Brendan Sorsby is going to go to the NFL supplemental draft. Now, that's kind of a quirky draft that has to happen at latest 7 days before the first training camp. So this is coming up right around July 15th or July 16th when the supplemental draft has to happen if it's going to happen.
And you have to give up something to get the player.
Yeah, you'd have to give up a draft pick, it's like the highest bid.
It's just like a bidding war.
Yes, and then they get the player would get what that particular player is slotted at. So,
is it something like you make your initial bid and you can't change that?
Yeah.
Like say if you're
it's like eBay.
Minnesota, all right, we'll offer a 6th round pick. And if nobody goes higher than that, you can't like resubmit it. Like, it's supposed to be like anonymous, right?
Yeah, it's not an auction.
Yeah, well,
it's not like that.
Does he get selected?
I don't know. You think of the teams that would, and there's some people out there that believe he's a first-round talent. I'm not one of those people, but there's, I don't know if you're a thirsty team like the Arizona Cardinals. Would you bring a second-round pick to the table and say you would take Sorsby?
I don't think you go that high.
No, well, that's the thing. You have to judge it against the rest of the league.
What round does it stop, like, impact players? That you can get quality players that you expect them to make the team. Because 5th and 6th round picks, you're kind of just like, we'll take flyers, basically, right?
And for a quarterback, he'd be...
Yeah, but you also got to think about, like, what's the repercussions of bringing a guy like that in?
You give up the pick.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the locker room. Like as a player.
Oh, you're talking about a gambler. Oh, you're talking about talking about the personality now. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of teams that need a quarterback. Yeah, you probably look out can you trust that guy is the question. And at that position, it's not like he plays D end.
Well, I mean, went into rehab for it, right? So he's got an issue with it, for sure.
Got a little Johnny Manziel written all over this, doesn't it?
I don't do it. I don't think that he plays, man.
I would.
I think his dice have been cast, and he's done. I mean, you got to be starving for a quarterback to bring in a problem like that because they're going to be an initial distraction because of the decision and the mindset to go, let's go ahead and add this dude in who has a bit of a troubled past, to say the least, when it comes to the thing that can really hurt the integrity of sports.
I think it's almost a landmark moment for college football. And I believe that ultimately the right outcome, it just took a while to get there. Because you think about a guy who not only gambled on games, which they tell you that you can't do, and gambled on it to on a high level. Like $90,000 is not a small number.
No, and he was reaching out to friends and family members to avoid detection. So, like, he knew exactly what he was doing.
So for everything that we believe about college football.
How about just sports in general?
In general, this was the right outcome, that he probably should be banished from the sport. It just, you felt like it was going through some really dark places to get to that conclusion.
If it's me, I don't do it. I'm not saying that it won't happen, because we've seen countless guys get opportunities that probably weren't deserved. And then you're kind of just playing with a little bit of karma if you're just going to try to make concessions about that and have complete trust that this guy's not going to go back into it.
Alex, you take a flyer on a guy like that?
I would. I think he will get selected because of his talent. I think I read somewhere he was the third-ranked quarterback in this 2027 class. I think he will get selected by someone. I don't know if he carves out a career, but someone's going to take a flyer.
What's interesting? Possibly being the best baseball player of all time. It just got swept under the rug. And we're talking, not 90,000, but wasn't it like 4 million? I didn't know what was going on.
Well, for a guy that's got 750 on the way.
He missed.
I couldn't miss $4 million. But
dude, to put it into so we could understand it, I would notice $4. That would be like he knew it.
Maybe not $4, but I'll probably throw out $4 worth of groceries every day, unfortunately. but yeah, I mean, listen, he knew. But
and
you're
he
also
all of a
talking
sudden
about,
couldn't speak English at all again after
you're
that
talking
happened.
about the face of Major League Baseball.
So what, Sorsby needs an interpreter?
Yeah.
We speak on his behalf.
All right, we got to get to a quick break. When we come back, we asked the question earlier in the show, what was the first sporting event that you remember going to? Any great Father's Day traditions? And we'll do a little crosstalk with the judge coming up next.
One can't stay on the court, the other can't stay on the field. There are certain things that are putting Aaron Gordon and J.K. Dobbins in the same conversation, and neither one should be happy about it.
So is Aaron Gordon now in the J.K. Dobbins category in your mind, that it's not a matter of when he gets hurt or if he gets hurt, it's when he gets hurt and how long will he be out? I mean, is he, at this point, is this just the way he's going to be?
Yeah.
A part-time player, and you're going to be holding your breath, especially come playoff time, every game.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
The hot weather is here. Stoke here from my team. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new air conditioner? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinion. There are amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
The playoffs bring out the teams that are built to last through pressure, intensity, and long nights on the ice. When you're bidding an electrical project, you don't want a regular season performer. You want a team with a 40-year winning record. That's Piper Electric. From commercial construction to EV charging, fire alarms, power distribution, and preventative maintenance, their electricians are safety-driven, highly skilled, and ready for complex environments. So when your project goes out for bids, choose the team built for the playoffs. Visit piperelectric.com.
What's going on, guys? Philip Lindsay here, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if you're ready for all that, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Philip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
All right, final segment, Fan Weekends. Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker. Yourselves on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. The YouTube chat presented by Champ Honda. We got a couple more of these. The first sporting event that you remember going to, mine was an Air Force Falcons football game against the Utah Utes. My grandmother took my brother and I to that. This one comes from Brandy and Aurora. First grade, my mom picked me up early from school, and we went to the very first Rockies game ever.
It's pretty cool.
My pops went to that game. I have a pennant that says I was there, but I wasn't there.
The EY home run?
EY home run, dude.
I think a lot more people remember where they were for that first game of the Colorado Rockies than remember their first sporting event. I can tell you exactly what I was doing, who I was watching it with, where I was at, the whole nine.
Really?
Yeah. I was watching. My grandmother was legally blind, so we were listening to the radio broadcast when EY hit that home run.
I don't remember where I was. I remember knowing that my pops got to go, and I was like, damn, I want to go. I want to go.
Pops left me at the house. What the hell's going on here?
But I have a pennant, so you have that memory. This also on the text line, used to go to a really cool drag racing event with my dad every year on Father's Day up at Vandermeer. They would have the jet cars racing up there, and for me, that was always the best part.
I've never been to a race. I've been to monster trucks quite a few times, and that's probably just as loud and smells like gas, but I've never
like
been to
a NASCAR race?
drag race. None of that. Never been to a racing event.
I don't think I ever saw the cars at Vandermeer either. I have ridden in a NASCAR.
Yeah, you were surprised. You told me about that a couple weeks ago. Like,
yeah.
This thing's not built for comfort.
No, not at all. I got to ride with a professional driver. My father-in-law actually got to drive it.
There's no cup holder.
No, and the seats aren't built for comfort at all. It's metal.
As we welcome Dan Jacobs, the judge, into the show. Good morning. How are you?
You just reminded me of something when you mentioned that your grandmother was, legally blind?
Yes.
So we had the big trip. We're overseas. We're in Ireland last week, right? And I'm flipping through the TV, and I get to Die Hard. And there's this weird British guy doing play-by-play of the movie in between lines. Like, remember Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yeah.
Like, the guys would just be talking about the thing. Oh, so it was almost the same thing, only it wasn't funny, right? It was just like an actual recap of what's going on. It was like, He takes a cigarette and takes a puff as he grabs his luggage off the thing. And
Welcome to the party, pal.
And I'm like, what's going on here? And so I was kind of fascinated for a while. Then my wife finally goes, I think that's for people that are visually impaired. So there's an additional description of what's going on in the movie because they can't see it. They can't see him pick up his bag or smoke his cigarette or whatever. So
he's like reading the screenplay almost.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of funny. I was like befuddled for a minute, and then
Hans falls from the Nakatomi Tower.
Yeah, he
to his death.
flails about as he ponders his bad life choices. Yeah, so that just reminded me of that. It was kind of one of those things. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. My wife is real big on this. All these videos of Europeans coming, or not even just Europeans, but people from other countries coming here for the World Cup and discovering all the beautiful things of America, like ranch dressing.
And Buc-ee's.
And Waffle House.
Ketchup. Yes.
Well, that was a little bit of me over there. And the story I teased, I was going to tell you guys yesterday or 2 days ago when I saw you. I'm at the DeLorean factory. And I had been seeing these things about town. I didn't have the guts to order it, but I was kind of done taking my. You talk about driving the NASCAR. We did our laps on the original DeLorean test track. I had a good time. Now I'm just sitting around waiting for the bus. So I go over to the food truck. Battered sausages.
Oh boy!
I say, I'll take an order of your battered sausages, and they go, "Oh well, we're very sorry, we're out of those."
What?
And I have a single tear streaming down my face, and I go, but I've never had the battered sausages. I want the battered sausage from America. We don't have those. This will be my only chance.
Was that their key item too, and they were out of it?
I guess.
Dude, we went to an Arby's once up in Glenwood. They didn't have any roast beef.
Oh, I know. I worked at KFC. For the day. I worked at KFC. We ran out of chicken, but so they throw some chicken tenders at me, and then they go, you know what? It's like Tommy Boy when she says, I'll turn the fryer back on for you. She goes, it'll take me a few minutes. She gets out the stuff. She's got the giant whisk. She's making me fresh batter and sausages. She made me some battered sausages.
Oh, so you had it.
It was all right. It wasn't bad.
For her to go through all that trouble for it to just
Likey.
be all right.
It was good. I mean, it's weird. I found a lot of stuff weird there.
The texture
and the kind of the flavors are just a bit off. But then I also was thinking as I was listening to you guys on the way in, I don't remember seeing any overweight people there either. Because my wife was like, well, that's because it doesn't have the preservatives. The food wasn't that good because in America we have all the stuff we put in it, like the fries, to make it addicting. I'm like, well, I guess preservatives are delicious then. But I also don't recall seeing any overweight people over there. I saw a lot of other things. But, yeah, maybe that's why, because they don't juice up the food and make us want to gorge on it.
They smoke a lot over there?
They did. It was a lot of cigarette smoking, yes.
Can you still smoke in restaurants over there?
No.
Okay.
No, but a lot of people outside. A lot of, kind of drug addicts. It was a little weird because there was riots going on. So they closed down Belfast.
Where were you at? Where were you? This took a turn.
Yeah. Well, so
he's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of drug addicts and riots going on.
So it was. Well, there was these riots. So we get into Belfast, and the streets are empty because they've closed up all the shops. So it's just us and the drug addicts out on the street. And we're like, it was very eerie. And we're like, should we even be here? Should we go back to the room? Now let's go to dinner. Who cares?
Hey, we had a question that I asked earlier today. You remember your first sporting event that you ever attended?
And I heard you guys talking about
and who took you to it?
So not including, I do remember. It was they used to do this. It was a old legends charity softball game, like where you go and the old time baseball players would play. What do they call that? Old timers league. Yeah. It was one of those. Yeah.
Here in Denver?
No, it was in Florida.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, got a free baseball and stuff.
I went to one of those back right after Elway retired, like a year or two after. Him and Joe Montana had a flag football game at the old Mile High.
Yeah.
And my buddy, who was a Chiefs fan, brought down his big old poster of Joe Montana wearing the number 19 in his Chiefs jersey. And because he had that, Joe saw, because they did like a little autograph signing session back by like where the old entrance to the locker rooms were. And Joe Montana picked him out, brought over the poster, signed it for him.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
I'm like, I'm here for my hero, man. Why do you get that? He only played for the Chiefs for how long? Come on, man.
Cup of coffee.
One of the best of all time.
Man, you seem like you're in a good mood there, Coach.
I actually really am. I'm thinking about what's going on Father's Day. We've got a great group of submissions on the text line, so I'm grateful. That's all.
Man,
I'm happy to see you. You know, you didn't seem as happy to see us when you walked in.
Well, you
came
guys
in,
were a little out of
Like,
sorts.
It's just a regular old Sunday when it comes to the judge, but yeah. Man,
I don't often what I do is I'll just keep that in the holster so I can slam you guys once you get off the air. Today I couldn't help myself.
Dude, you rolled in today, and that was like me and my brother when we were getting yelled at one point growing up, and I was like, I'm just going to sit here
Which one
quietly.
do you get smacked first?
How dare you disrespect Dan Marino?
Dan, what's the most ridiculous thing that Cello said today?
I mean, there's a lot, man. There's
Ridiculous.
a lot to choose from, but basically disrespecting Dan Marino, putting all these guys just because they happen to win a championship above Dan Marino like it was nobody's business is crazy. Like, we're all the same age. Like, you saw Dan Marino play. You know he was fantastic. You know he's the best
perception-
quarterback passer of his era.
No.
Well, Joe Montana a year or two ago said, you know who is really probably the best that he doesn't get credit? Dan Marino.
But you said he was the best of all time.
No, I did not say that. I actually agreed with you guys in principle. You guys kind of made these crazy statements, and then as you guys were talking through it, you realized. And so I didn't have to come down on you as hard as I normally would have if you hadn't corrected yourselves, because the conversation, you were basically saying for a minute there, you couldn't be great if you haven't won a championship, and then you corrected yourself. You can't be the GOAT. Right?
Correct.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
Dan Marino cannot be considered the GOAT because he didn't win a championship. That doesn't mean that Drew Brees is automatically better than him or things like that.
Kyle
He's
thinks
still
so.
one of the greats. Now, here's where I've done the research. For this is where it plays in with Nicola and Nate McKinnon. The excuse, like my buddy Dave always gives this excuse, the apologist for the Avs. Well, it's hard to win championships. That's true. It is hard to win championships. You know what also is true? If you go look at your top 10 players in either one of the sports, they all have multiple championships.
Mm-hmm.
So Nicola, as much as we love him, if he doesn't find a way to get another one or two. In fact, in the NBA, it's not even close. Like, they all have 3, except for Wilt only has 2. Everybody else in the top 10 has got 3 or 5 or 6 or 11, like Bill Russell. Like, it's not even close. So you're not going to be all-time top 10 great without multiple titles.
All right, you got another couple hours coming up.
Few hours, yeah.
Oh, 3.
By the way, we're going to get into, I think we uncovered some interesting things. I don't want to spill the beans yet on the Jonathan Cooper thing that none of you guys in the media have been reporting.
Okay.
Or is very scantily reported. So we have Jeff Wolf, defense attorney, coming up at 11:10. We have James Maryland, of course.
All righty.
I got a piece. Got to get a piece of James about something as well. Coming up here in about 20 minutes.
That's the judge for Alex Becker and Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano. You've been listening to the Fan Weekends on 104.3 The Fan.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Last up, Arvada. June 26th from 2 to 6 at Arvada Beer Garden.
That was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
The hot weather is here. Stoke here from my team. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new air conditioner? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinion. There are amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX, rocks, heating and air.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need.